again early yesterday morning with anti-ICE protesters clashing with law enforcement. Broadview's mayor blames federal authorities for the chaos.
When you see agents dispersing tear,
the problem isn't the crime. The problem is the people that are trying to stop the crime. So you have to understand that if you want the riots to stop, all you have to do is not enforce the law. Oh my God. Where do these fucking retards come from? 10 cars just boxed in ice and one lady was shot. Yeah, we're going to watch that after this.
Gas or chemical minutia or rubber pellets, what do you call it? You know, it's unacceptable. You know, we don't need to be policed. We know how to maintain.
Yeah, you do.
Well, officials within the Trump administration
we don't need to be policed, clearly,
based
yeah.
on the ongoing violence during the protest outside of the ICE facility in Broadview, Illinois over the past 3 weeks.
The reason why they don't want the National Guard and military there is so they can tell their own police to stand down and use Antifa as an attack dog to fulfill their political goals by being violent on their behalf. That's the strategy they're using. That's why they don't want federal authorities there.
Where do you need me?
Reporting live, Christina, thanks very much.
It's so obvious.
For more, let's bring in former Assistant U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C. and Senior Legal Fellow at the Heritage Foundation, Cully Stinson. Cully, welcome.
Hi there.
So what do you make of the reaction in Portland, Oregon?
So Portland joined the Union in 1859 as part of the Union. And part of the bargain you get when you become a state in this republic is that you have to allow for the enforcement of all laws, including federal laws.
Yeah, obviously. We have somebody in chat. I'll pull this guy up. When did I be? Which law do you think they should get rid of, Mike? Is there any example of this? I mean, if I'm so dumb, I feel like you should be able to come up with an example, right? I mean, it's not like you're not just sitting there talking shit, right? Are you? I mean, there's no way you're just sitting there talking shit for no reason. There's no way that's what's going to happen. Guys, I think he might just be sitting here talking shit. I think he might just be sitting here throwing tomatoes in a peanut gallery, like, sitting around. He didn't even know what he's saying. So, and this is the issue, right? Is that the reason why he's not responding? We're just going to ban him. I'm not going to waste a lot of time on this. Just to waste everybody's time. The reason why he's not responding is that he knows the logical conclusion of his reasoning
Civilian
is
structure
wrong.
complete. Planet item
That's the
complete.
reason why people don't respond and don't answer questions. Whenever you ask a person a question and they don't directly answer the question,
Mining upgrade complete.
they've just answered your question.
Don't be sad. Military research
This is
complete.
true in almost every aspect of
fine
life.
purchase.
Are there bad
no
questions?
refunds?
Yes, of course. But that's not really what was happening here. If you ever see somebody that's not answering a question, it's because they want to deceive you.
Including ones you may not agree with.
Right.
So I actually think the blame lies with local leaders who don't allow police to do their job. The police are clearly for the enforcement of law, including federal law. I'm sure these local cops are friendly with the federal troops and the National Guardsmen. They're probably friends with them. And yet local leaders aren't allowing them to enforce the law. It's despicable, and they're the ones to blame. Trump wouldn't have to do any of this if local leaders cracked down on the laws there.
He's right.
Period.
He's right. This is a completely manufactured problem by the leadership there in order to create unrest and chaos and then blame it on Donald Trump whenever they're the ones that actually should be enforcing the laws themselves. But they refuse to and then blame the enforcement of the laws and the consequences of people crashing out over it on other people.
A former acting DEA administrator has this message for the folks in Portland. Let's play it. I'll get you to react.
The taxpayers are paying overtime for all these cops to be out there. But if they're not doing their job because these mayors and, in these different cities and the city councils are directing them to stand by, I got news for Portland. The National Guard is coming. the Secretary of War, the President of the United States.
Secretary of War. Oh, shit.
States are not going to tolerate it.
What's your take on that warning?
Love that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's right? Look, you don't
I don't know why so many people in America have decided and just kind of given up on the idea of a peaceful, harmonious society, and they viewed they almost view the discord and chaos and violence and crime in society as some form of a necessary evil that is indicative of, and permitting it is in some way virtuous. It's such a disgusting inversion of ethics and morality that it's shocking to me that it's caught on with so many people.
Selectively enforce the law. And if you're holding the reins back on local police who you're funding, who you're asking to put their lives on the line every single day, and then you tell them, do your job with one hand behind your back, and oh, by the way, don't cooperate with the feds, you're a lawless person. You're a lawless politician, and you should resign in disgrace.
All right, let's pivot to Chicago.
I don't agree. I think they need to be tried for, I don't know, sedition, maybe? Some form of, I as I said, I'm an Old Testament kind of guy. I think try them and put them in jail. Put them in prison. Treason involves working with another country. Sedition, I don't think necessarily does. That's the reason why treason is different than sedition. That being said, if they are working with another country and there's evidence for it, then I love dereliction of duty. Yeah, what I want to see is I want to see all the leadership of these cities and these states. I want to see them put in prison permanently. And by the way, you might think that's overkill. Whenever you abstractly make decisions that negatively affect, and you have the power to do this, when you abstractly make decisions that negatively affect such a tremendous and massive amount of people, you have effectively allowed these bad things to happen.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker offering his reaction to the surge in Chicago.
Think about how many people are negatively affected by it.
Federal agents reporting to Secretary Kristi Noem have spent weeks snatching up families, scaring law-abiding residents, violating due process rights, and even detaining U.S. citizens. They fail to focus on violent criminals and instead create panic in our communities. How do you respond?
It's a tremendous act of projection on his part. He's the one, his mayor's the one that is not enforcing local law. It's the crime tsunami in Chicago, which I've read.
This I don't know why people listen to that fat retard about anything. It's incredible to me. He's sitting there and his state is a full loot PvP server. You've got these protests happening constantly, and he's out here complaining about Donald fucking Trump. It's pathetic.
Which I've talked about. I mean, there are parts of Chicago, as I've told you before, Mike, that are more dangerous than the war zones in Iraq and Afghanistan. So if they would do their jobs and unleash their police to do their jobs lawfully and work with local residents. By the way, Trump won. Okay, get over it, right? Federal law applies in Illinois, which joined the Union right after 1800. And so federal law, including immigration law, applies in Illinois. So
federal law. There was a whole war that was fought over this, and the federal law, that's crazy. We got to go back to this again, right?
It's their fault that Trump is sending those folks there because they're not doing their job, and they're for illegal immigration. And so Trump is like, look, I won on this. I even won the swing states. Get over it. And if you're not going to do your job, I'm going to second my folks to there to help them do their job.
Okay, to the sentencing of this would-be assassin of Justice Brett Kavanaugh, Nicholas Roske, now goes by Sophie, sentenced to 8 years. DOJ was seeking 30 years.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
Well, it's a overtly light.
So the guy says he's trans, and he gets 8 years for trying to assassinate a Supreme Court justice. I think that if you are caught trying to kill any government official, it should be an instant death penalty. That's what I think. This is a completely made up problem. Nobody should be putting up with this at all.
Sentence. I agree with Carrie Severino's
Disagree?
comment
Why?
earlier that you put up on the screen. And remember,
Why?
there is precedent for the Department of Justice appealing light sentences and winning. So the Benghazi bomber, murderer, thug, a guy named Katala, he was sentenced to a light sentence here in D.C. District Court. The judge gave him a light sentence. The U.S. Attorney's Office sought an appeal, and the D.C. Circuit, the second highest court in the land here in D.C., reversed and said, sentence him more harshly. In fact, what they said was the sentence was substantively unreasonably low in light of the gravity of his crimes.
Yeah, I mean, if you try to do this to anybody, like any lawmaker or any like government official, you should, yeah, I mean, I would be fine with instant death penalty for sure. Like, there's no reason that anybody, like, we don't, why are we tolerating this? Why are we putting up with this shit?
They're going to use that language in this appeal.
It's crazy.
And I think the D.C. Circuit, all of whom are federal judges, some may be wannabes on the Supreme Court, are going to say re-sentence him and sentence him to at least this.
Considering political violence recently, 2 assassination attempts against a presidential nominee, a former president of the United States, Charlie Kirk, a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
sure.
Isn't that an argument for stiff sentences?
Well, you don't sentence based on the zeitgeist of the day. You sentence on the gravamen of the crime before the court.
Okay. And that's a prudent thing to say. He's right.
Facts in this particular case, when you want to take out 1/9 of the Supreme Court, and you planned way ahead, you traveled all the way across the country, you had zip ties, and you had aspirations to take out more than one justice, maybe 1/3 of the Supreme Court, this judge was a little bit out to lunch, and she's going to get overruled.
We will follow this Roski case closely. Cully Stimson,
so
thank you.
I will go. This is kind of a separate issue, right? But I'll pull up one more person, and then I want to pull up the new stuff with ICE, because apparently there's been some kind of crazy shit going on. Didn't realize how far Zach has fallen into MAGA. What about what I'm saying is MAGA discourse? I'm kind of curious. What is it? Is it removing the illegal aliens? Like I'm not even sure what this is. What is the example of this? I mean, I feel like not wanting illegal aliens in the country, like, shouldn't, I mean, this is like common fucking sense. Like, what are we talking about this being, you know, a politicized topic? Like, what is it? I'm a little bit confused. And is there a country in the world doing well right now? Well, I don't know. But I just want to know, I want to know what the example is. But anyway, so this is the, okay. Holy fucking shit. Is there any videos of this? Like, I'm not even sure where this is. Let me go back. I'll pull it up. I'll see if I can find it. Okay. And so anyway, let me see if this person responds at all. And if they don't, I just want to move on. I don't want to waste my time with this. Anyway, let's just move on. It's just a waste of time. Anyway, armed convoy ambushes ICE center near Chicago facility. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on? This is insane. Yeah, is this real? Yeah, open PvP. Federal agents were ambushed by a convoy of 10 vehicles near the Broadview ICE facility on Saturday, involving ramming and an armed assailant who posted online threats, prompting the defensive gunfire with no reported injuries. The attack escalates weeks after protests against the Operation Midway Blitz and a federal operation targeting undocumented immigrants and gangs, like Trendale while Grandma 13 announced reinforcements during her visit, while President Trump federalized 300 Illinois National Guard, while J.B. Pritzker rejected the deployment ultimatum amid sanctuary states tensions. What the fuck? Is there a video of this? Well, I want to see the video of how there's 0 injuries. Nobody can fucking aim, apparently. Let me see if there's a video that I can take a look at. ICE attack, an armed woman rams federal vehicle. Oh, this is it. This maybe is it. I don't know. It may not have been filmed. I mean, like, everything gets filmed. Yeah, I want to see this. I mean, you've got 10 cars going around. I mean, there's a guarantee that this shit got filmed somewhere, right? So where's the car? They tweeted threats before, too? Really? It could be an active investigation. Yeah, but like, why isn't a third party? Somebody just posted it on social media. Well, the Blue Sky Redditors? Yeah, true. These people are so lovely. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not seeing a car ramming anybody, honestly. Like, give me a couple of minutes. I'll see if I can find something for this. A suspect rammed and boxed federal agents near ICE Broadview outside of Chicago. The attacker posted online, "Hey to all my gang, let's fuck those motherfuckers up. Don't let them take it. Don't let them take anyone." And you didn't arrest him for that? Nobody found that? They boxed ICE in? Yeah, let me see if no, I'm trying to find information about this. How do you let this happen? This is assault on federal agents. Yes, I've been saying this over and over and over. Yes, it was a woman. They shot her. Good. They never arrest anyone. It's so annoying. Yes. Law enforcement ambush near Chicago. What the hell is going on? Oh my fucking God. Well, this might be it. Tylenol Americans, I guess so. That's where it was? I don't know what this is. Yeah, another one bites the dust. It seems that case. And yeah, I don't know what this is. Do you think the frustration is targeted at the method used? Did you see the frog costume clip? Oh, I completely agree with it. I think they should have tackled the guy to the ground and arrest him. Any of these people that are blocking federal entrances in order to stop them from doing their job should be arrested and put in jail. Like, this would be... So, this is the way that I would handle the problem. I would send in the military and the National Guard to all of these places, and I would arrest every single person that was doing this, period. Just completely. I would make a holding center, a detention center, or something like that. You got to ship them over to Alligator, Alcatraz, do whatever you need to do. Immediately detain them. Then I would make sure that they were all charged with federal crimes that were felonies. And then I would change the way that people can vote and obviously make it to where people with felonies can't vote for like 5 years. So that way you remove all these people from the voting registry, and at the same time, you get them off the street. So it's a win-win. That would be my solution, okay? That's how I would handle it. Absolute clown take? Why? These people can't even be civilized in society. You want them to make decisions for how a society should be? Do you want a crazy nutball who's running around in the street trying to run in front of cars? You want this person voting? Fuck no. I don't want them voting. Absolutely not. Yeah, all these idiots defending people routinely breaking the law. It's because they agree with breaking the law. That's the reason why. So a longer sentence than Diddy? Yeah. I mean, I don't agree with the Diddy sentencing at all. So we'll see if there's anything else for this at all. Fox analyst Mark Sanchez was stabbed in Indianapolis. Oh my God. People are just losing their minds. What is this? I'm so sick of these videos that they post out and then they don't arrest the people. Like, how is it that you have these videos where people are openly and obviously assaulting and trying to impede the police officers, but they're not just being arrested en masse? Yeah, I don't understand this, man. I really don't. So only democracy if they think like you? No, absolutely not. Well, yeah, actually, kind of. If they think that violence is an acceptable solution to a problem, I want to remove them from the voting process. And I would systematically do that. And because I think that that type of mindset and that type of person is destructive and problematic, and everybody would be better off if they had no voice.
This should
and
be a
so
routine
that would be my
combat
goal, would be to
mission.
get rid of that.
Civilian
and to take their
structure
ability to
complete.
vote away, because it would be
Ahead
better
slow.
for everybody.
This should be a routine
So every
combat
Jan
mission.
6er?
Just
Sure.
a short detour while we clear a path.
Your terms are
Our fleet
acceptable?
is under attack. How
Do you
can I
think
be
that
of
I'm like some
service?
kind of big
A
January
sound
6th
plan.
fan?
Ahead slow.
Why would I be a January 6th
Reporting
fan?
in.
What,
A sound plan. Commerce upgrade complete.
what do you like? Like, what do you? Who do you think I am? Like, what is that? Yeah, walking through capital's violence. So you're against total freedom of speech? Absolutely, I am, and so are you. If I was posting your home address and telling people to blow up your house, I think you'd be upset about that, and you'd want me to be stopped. So you're also against total freedom of speech. You're making a you're making an argument that you don't really believe. Taking away ability to vote means only people who support the current structure will continue to vote, which stops progression, but okay. Yeah, that's the goal. Anybody who doesn't support the structure of deciding things through democratic means and not being violent in the streets and destroying property, I don't want them to be able to vote. That's my entire goal. That's my entire purpose. That's not progression. That's not progression. That's regression. The idea. Do you think that
This should be
progression
a
is whenever you're
routine
being
combat
violent, destroying
mission.
property? Yes. No, absolutely not. No, I wouldn't put up with this shit at all.
This should be
and
a
I wish they
routine
don't either,
combat
but
mission.
I guess that's what happens. Tons of odd with. Oh God, is this it?
Just a short detour while we clear a path. Planet item complete. Where do you need me? Ahead slow. Our shields are compromised. Civilian structure complete. Research rate upgrade complete. A new colony has been founded. Civilian research complete.
Man,
Hey,
how
no
about
big,
that?
No deal.
The usual suspects. That's about right. Yeah, there we go, guys. And I don't know what to say. Turns out 275 feds or something silly was riling people up on January 6th. I bet they wanted J6 as a future for political points, etc. I think that it's obvious that January 6th was probably exacerbated by the way that, like, you know, the FBI handled it, and by them not having more police at the Capitol. They should have handled that better. They should have never let them in the Capitol. It was outrageous that it even happened. But January 6th wasn't a good thing, and it was bad. And anybody who participated in it,
Reporting
I
in.
think that should have at least gone to jail for a while, right? I mean, like, I'm sorry to say, but I'm not a big fan of January 6th. Anyway,
Hold
let's go
tight.
back over. I'll see if I
This'll
can find
only
more
take a
information
minute.
about this,
This
because
should
right
be a
now
routine
we don't
combat
have
mission.
any stuff. Would you agree that radical left and radical right are equally
This
retarded?
should be a
I think
routine
that's
combat
stupid to even
mission.
discuss.
Hold
I
tight.
mean,
This'll
are there
only
instances
take a
where
minute.
they are? Sure,
Civilian
yeah.
research
This morning, the
complete.
Trump administration's Department
Just
of War
a
gave me an
short
ultimatum:
detour
call
while
up
we
your
clear
troops,
a
or we
path.
will. It's absolutely
Our planet
outrageous
is
and
under
un-American to
siege.
demand the governor send military troops within our own
Exotic
borders against
resources
our
have
will.
been located by our
Well,
survey teams. Exotic resources have
against
been
our
located
will.
by our survey teams. We're
How
wide
is it
open.
against our
Armor's
will
been breached.
if there
How
was an
can I be of
election
service?
that determined the will of the people?
Commerce upgrade complete.
How does that make sense?
Military research complete.
You see what this is? Like, isn't that weird? That these people think that they don't have to follow the rules. Yeah. What about states' rights? Well, we can go back to 1965, and we can go back to the same arguments and the same decisions and everything like that, where it is obvious that the federal government has precedent over most things. And that's the way it should be. We already fought the Civil War once. We already
Reporting
did
in.
this. Why is this even happening again? I'm trying to find a video for this, but I'm not able to. What is this? Let's see if I can find it. Is this an interesting video or not?
I know that Trinidad Aragua and gangs and whatever, it's a catch-all to treat people however you want, to go in there and shred the Constitution or whatever else it is that you want to do. What I'm asking you is this. Do you think that children should have been zip-tied and pulled out of an apartment complex and traumatized like that? Yes or no?
I don't think children should be put in harm's way by transnational gangs.
Just answer the question. Yes or no?
Commerce
Do you think that
upgrade
children...
complete.
Yeah, absolutely. If they've got to restrain the kids whenever they're trying to take care of the parents, of course they need to make sure that the kids don't get away or run away. That's the only prudent and reasonable thing to do. Whenever you're apprehending a parent, what are you going to do with the kids? Well, if the kids won't comply with the police and listen to them, then you would have to obviously restrain them. This is a common sense reality that sounds bad. And this is the problem that so much of media has, is that media is not built off of logic, rationality, thinking, or any sort of reason. It's built off of optics, emotions, and how things make people feel. So you see a kid in zip ties and you're like, oh my God, this is so horrible. Let's just get rid of our borders. No, it's ridiculous. Like I think that really the big problem is that people feel like they need to talk around the obvious reality that sometimes that is the solution. Of course you do that. That's what you would have to do.
I don't accept the premise of your question.
I'm asking
the government's not putting children in harm's way. Trinidad Aragua.
Real calm now. Real calm. Like
they're the ones putting children in harm's way.
Gentlemen and gentlemen, we have a responsibility for the way we treat people with the power that we have here in America. And we have a standard that we should treat human life with. And I'm asking you very clearly, concisely, should children be treated that way? The Scott Jennings...
Absolutely, without a question. If the kids aren't complying with the police, if the parents are being apprehended, they're going to have to relocate the kids. Absolutely, they should treat them like that, because it's the most humane and the best way to handle the problem. So the issue is that they're putting the onus and the responsibility on the government for resolving a problem that's been created by the parents. The parents have created this problem, and then they're emotionally blackmailing the public, and they're trying to score political points whenever the government tries to resolve the problem. How old are the kids? Doesn't matter. It could be 5 or 15.
Civilian research complete.
It's like that.
Yeah.
I don't accept the premise of your question.
Upgrade complete.
I don't believe
item complete.
That the premise of your question is accurate. I would ask you back. Should children be allowed to live in an apartment building with Trinidad Aragua? Should the entire community of Chicago have to live with Trinidad Aragua? Hide behind these children.
But here's the thing.
That's my question.
You see how media is completely defined by optics and not any rationality. They're trying to get somebody to say something that sounds bad rather than discussing anything with any sort of substance at all. Why would the kids be there in the first place? Because the parents use the kids as a shield. They have the kids there and they do it for optics reasons. That's the reason why. And I think actually it's because also people have kids. So a lot of gang members and people like this have kids, like Pablo Escobar had kids. So the issue really is not about that or not. It's like if you have a person that's being arrested and apprehended, let's say it's a single parent that's living by themselves and they have 2 kids there. Whenever that parent gets arrested and detained by the police, those kids will be relocated and restrained in order to be relocated by the police. This is just simply a reality, and the problem and the responsibility is not on the police. It's on the parent to have not committed the crime in the first place that caused the police to come there. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, do not negotiate. Yeah, and so a lot of this conversation and everything is it's totally based off of optics and how things look and how things make people feel. There's no real reason, rationality, thinking, or planning or discussion about this. It's just completely how things how things make people feel. These arguments, Elizabeth Holmes getting herself pregnant before sentencing in Theranos. Yeah, exactly. It's just, it's emotional manipulation, and you should never fall for it ever. Because if you do, then you're going to have people take advantage of you. That's the problem. Let me go back. I'll watch this, and maybe after this, if we're not able to find a video, I want to move on and look at some other stuff. I'm getting sick of it. Yeah, I am too.
Brace for combat. Logistics upgrade
Because it
complete.
frequently used as a tactic called agnostic buffering. Yeah.
Exotic resources have been located by our survey
They
teams.
control how you feel. Exactly.
Our fleet is under attack.
Why are you so against people
We're
using
underway.
emotions? We're human
Let
beings.
the
Emotions
bidding
exist in matter.
commence.
Logic isn't the answer to
A
everything.
sound plan.
Yeah, it is.
This should be a routine combat mission.
Yeah, pretty much is actually.
Where do you
in
need
most
me?
cases, and when also, and
A
this
new
is the issue,
colony
is
has
that
been founded.
you have the
A
right to
sound
use your
plan.
emotions whenever you're dealing with your own life. But whenever you enlist other people's
Civilian
well-being and
structure
other
complete.
people's existence in your decision-making now goes to a higher authority of logic.
Civilian
You can rule
structure
your own
complete.
life with emotions, but the moment that your emotions affect other people and you start doing things that negatively affect other people, that's
Exotic
whenever you
resources
have
have
to
been
have
located
an
by our
external
survey
form
teams.
of reasoning and
Civilian
logic
research
that
complete.
allows you to justify your behavior. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I don't have a problem with you living your life through emotion, but I do have a problem with you living your life through emotion through negatively affecting other people and then asking them unfairly
Military
to
research
accept your
complete.
emotions as their reality.
Commerce
See, I'm
upgrade
pissed off
complete.
because a lot of people out there
Civilian
are like
structure
they don't
complete.
understand what is actually happening
No
in the city of
bid.
Chicago in
You
regards to the
missed
ICE
out.
raids. Let me tell you something. Black people, again, are collateral damage in this. And all the black people that are getting mad at ICE and Donald Trump, hold on, you got to get mad at the politicians right here locally. Because it was the politicians right here in your city.
They let it happen.
That decided to dump the migrant issue on the black community like they do every single time. When they came across the border and checked asylum, they were
How
able
can
to
I be
come
of service?
over into
Hold
our city
tight.
and get
This'll only
incentives
take a minute.
like medical care, 6 months free rent, free transportation, free child care. We fed them each and every day.
That's a whole lot.
And those people that they were giving assistance to, they didn't go up to the north side and to the white community. All of the people out there protesting that are white, they didn't open up their doors for them, and they didn't want none of the shelters on their neighborhood.
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. These people want minorities to live with all these undocumented immigrants that have been completely unvetted and have them competing for their jobs in their communities, because all these white people living in gated communities, they drive down from their gated community to go protest for how good these people are. The only time they see an illegal immigrant or a migrant or something like that is maybe if they're employing them to do some sort of menial task. Like this, and you remember this, right? Like, who was it that was saying, well, you can't get rid of all the illegal aliens because then who's going to clean the house? It's the amount of just patronizing racism that's unbelievable. Oh my God.
Good. Guess what they
It's a
opened
class thing? It is.
the shelters in the black community. Those same
It's exclusive to liberals, not exclusive to whites. You're right, but there sure as hell is a correlation, isn't there? And listen, I'm a white person, I can say that. I can't make correlations with black people, with Hispanics, or anything like that. That's against the social rules, okay? And so I'm going to have to rely on my based black and Hispanic viewers to do that for me.
school buildings that they shut down in 2013 that were educating black kids. They took those school buildings and they made them migrant shelters. And then they gave over $700 million to a company out in Florida to manage those shelters.
As if this is anything about illegal migration and it's not just obvious fucking corruption, back channeling, and people paying each other off in some sort of backroom deal where they get it's got nothing to fucking do with the illegals, bro.
They took the buildings that you've been asking for to be developed and build new housing, and they made them into migrant homes, giving them 6 months of free rent. They dumped the problem on black community like they do every single time.
And I think this is true. Like, and this might be a controversial opinion. People might not like this opinion, but I do think that black people now are still experiencing ripple effects of Jim Crow, slavery, pre-civil rights era, and also other forms of segregation and discrimination. I think that there are ripple effects of that now. Do you think that, can you quantify those ripple effects and apply them to reparations? I don't necessarily think so. I don't agree with reparations. But what I do agree with is that I think America has an obligation to the how. Okay, well, it's very simple, right? Wrong? Let me give you one example. And if you agree with this, that's fine. If you don't agree with this, that's fine.
Commerce upgrade complete.
There are almost
Planet
no
item
black
complete.
people in America
We're
that
underway.
have had a
new colony
more than
has been
2 or
founded.
3 generations of people
Civilian
that were properly
structure complete.
educated because of segregation. I think that growing up in a family that speaks proper English, that understands the English language, gives you a tremendous insurmountable advantage over people who don't. And I think that that's something that's passed down through generations. So that's one example. And also, by the way, this doesn't affect everybody the same. And there are white people that are victim of this too. But what I'm saying is that there were structural reasons why black people were affected by this more often. And I don't think that you lose any points. You've got to realize that guys like this are on our side. Like, they're on our side. They're Americans. They're advocating for American best interests.
Undeniable. Your influence is
what
undeniable.
are we doing trying to act like there's nothing that's they've never been negatively affected by this? Of course you should look at it. That doesn't mean to just give them all of our money with reparations. No. I think our obligation to any minority here that's an American citizen is to provide them with an equal and fair opportunity that every other person has been entitled to. That is my resolution to it. My resolution isn't affirmative action. It's not reparations. It's giving them an opportunity to make up for that lack of opportunity in the past. But I do think that it exists.
Planet item complete.
I do, and I think it's so obvious that it exists. Like, a good example is that, like, my
civilian research
like, I come from actually a very well-off family in New York, right?
A sound plan.
Very few
Exotic
people
resources
that are black
have been located
can say
by our
that.
survey teams.
And the reason why is because of slavery and segregation.
Detour while we clear a
That's
path.
true.
This should be
It's
a
a fact.
routine combat
Generational
mission.
wealth.
Hold
Look
tight.
at how many
This'll
people exist
only
and
take a
benefit from
minute.
generational
Our
wealth.
fleet is
It's
under
a small
attack.
amount, but it's
Civilian structure
astronomically
complete.
smaller
Military
for black
research
people
complete.
versus white people. That's all I'm saying. It's a massive unsolved problem. Yes, very few white people can say that either. That's not my point. My point is that it exists. It simply exists. And this doesn't mean that you're guilty as a white person now for something that happened that your grandfather probably didn't even agree with either. But it's okay to acknowledge that it exists. You shouldn't have any guilt for that. You should look at the world for how it is, not how you want it to be.
And it was George Floyd riots. They closed downtown and pushed people to loot into the neighborhoods because they knew that people didn't care. Where was all the people right now? They weren't in our neighborhoods helping us open up back up our businesses. They were not in our neighborhoods helping us clean up.
And we have an obligation to them.
Hold tight.
Because they're American
only
citizens.
Take a minute.
And the nature of them being
Just
American
a short
citizens is they were
detour
taken
while we
against
clear
their
a
will
path.
from another fucking country and then brought
Ahead
here as
slow.
slaves. We have an obligation to them infinitely more than we
We're
have an
underway.
obligation to some South American. Infinitely more.
They weren't.
So that's what I think. That's my opinion. Not the people alive today. I disagree. I think his parents paid taxes. I think his grandparents paid taxes. I think
Mining
that with a lot of
upgrade
these people,
complete.
like their families pay
Civilian
taxes,
research
they've
complete.
lived here, they've invested sweat and blood into this country, and I think you have an obligation to pay that
This
back
should be
to
a
them.
routine
And I think that's
combat
true with
mission.
black people, white
Hold
people, and
tight.
anybody
This'll
else who's
only
been an
take a
American and
minute.
has had their family
This should
here
be a
for
routine
generations.
combat mission. Reporting in.
Sold by their own, not taken.
sound
well, I'm
plan.
not. I mean, like, yeah, they were sold by their own. You're right.
Civilian
Yeah, but
structure complete.
you've got to admit it's a pretty bad situation to be a fucking slave, right? Like, what are we doing? Pay with everyone's
Civilian
money?
structure
No,
complete.
it's not about that. Like, people are so captured by identity and partisan politics that I think that in a lot of cases they're not willing to accept certain realities that are obvious. Like, yeah, that applies to every citizen.
Exotic resources
It does.
have been located
it does.
by our
And
survey
I think that's
teams.
true. Yeah, that chat's being retarded. I know, but no,
Ahead
I
slow.
again, guys, like I'm not
A new
like
colony
a
has
lot of
been
people
founded.
get a why
A
is it so
sound
hard?
plan.
I
Mining
think here's
upgrade
the reason
complete.
why, and I'm going to
Hold
talk about
tight.
this real quick, and
This'll
I want to move
only
on
take
because
a
like
minute.
I've got other
You
topics
pick
and things
'em,
I want to get
I'll
into today.
stick 'em. Confirmed.
I think that a lot of people
Civilian
are
research
so
complete.
reflexively against
Ready
the
to swap some
conversation of
flies.
any sort of residual
Where do you
and
need me?
after effects of slavery or segregation, Jim Crow, etc. The
Civilian
reason why
research
is
tier
because
complete.
there's a presupposition
Give the order.
that
Yes, sir.
the white people
All
alive
systems
today
go.
are
Where do you need
responsible
me?
for
Got a job for me? Confirmed.
like basically correcting that problem and overcorrecting because of that problem. And they
Tracking
bear
targets.
some sort of collective
How can I be of
responsibility for it.
service?
I don't view myself as the sins of the father, right? Exactly. And I think that there's been so much of that messaging, and people have been so radicalized against that messaging that when they hear it from somebody like me, even if they agree with me on a lot of things, it still bothers them because they're like, oh my God, this is the same stuff that like I don't want to
Carrier
get
at the ready.
told this way. I don't want to be treated this way or anything like that. So that's really
Where
the
do you
reason
need
why.
me?
Does that make sense? Bullshit, you're talking about 250 million people? Yes. So first and second generation Americans are less worthy than those who've been here longer? No, I was talking about particularly immigrants that have come here directly. No. I think if your parents were here, that's fine. Yes, because you're being dumb as fuck about it. I'm going to pull up one person, and we'll address one person, and then I want to move on. What about it? What about this am I being dumb as fuck about? What about this is dumb? Don't tell me we're not even going to have a response. Don't tell me you're gonna fucking say this shit and then not even explain it, bro. Like, are you really gonna do this? Oh my God. Oh my God. Why everybody, people, you've been sitting here spamming, bro, arguing for affirmative action. Are you fucking hot? Wait, what? I guess there's no, what the hell are you talking about? What a moron. What are you even saying? It's crazy. And you see how these people are NPCs, don't you? Is that as soon as they hear one thing that they disagree with or they get upset about, then they immediately just default to everything else besides that. So that's at 50 IQ. Yeah, very, very low IQ conversation, unfortunately. But I guess that's the way things are. 39 stores are leaving New York City because it... Dude, is this video real? Like, what the hell? 39 stores are leaving New York City because of theft?
The NYPD is looking for several suspects in a drugstore burglary pattern. Police say
This should be a routine combat mission.
Different incidents where they tried to break into pharmacies by breaking their glass doors or rolling down those heavy security
That would make
gates.
sense.
Great, just what we need, a new robbery pattern targeting pharmacies in New York, many of which are having problems staying open. With Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid closing a combined 40 locations in 2024 alone, leaving New York with about half the number of pharmacies it had just 10 years ago. Before our leaders thought it would be a good idea to stop sending thieves to jail, where they belong.
We've spoken to several managers at various drugstores around New York City. Though none would go on camera, all tell us they've seen an increase in
Ahead
thefts.
slow.
Millions of
Hold
dollars.
tight. This'll only take a minute.
There's this huge problem that people think that it's okay to steal shit.
Give the order.
And
I won't let you down.
They view it's like I think that there's like a huge difference between somebody stealing like
Commerce
diapers
upgrade complete.
and somebody
I'll
stealing
do my best. Where do you need me?
like fake eyelashes.
Just a short detour while we clear a path.
I do. I think it's totally different, right? Like cosmetics, yeah. What is this? A TV, yeah. No, what about piracy? Piracy isn't good, but there's no zero-sum environment. Like, theoretically, everybody could have a copy of...
Civilian research complete.
Gladiator, and it wouldn't affect anybody's copy of Gladiator. So it's totally
This should
different
be a
situation.
routine
Piracy's
combat
totally different.
mission.
The thieves
Ahead
have the
slow.
eye for cosmetics, beauty products, designer clothing, and accessories.
Yeah,
You made
we're
the
not
right
talking about
choice.
stealing like milk and diapers, baby
The
formula.
shoplifting concerns are
How
part
can
of
I
the
be of
growing trend
service?
in the city. But due to current laws, many of those arrested were released back on the streets to do
Exotic
it.
resources have been
This man
located
is
by our
like-
survey
like-
teams.
I
Exotic
love how they
resources have been
catch and
located by our
release. You know
survey
the only other
teams.
time I've ever heard of the word
Military
catch and
research
release as
complete.
a term
We're
is with
underway.
fishing.
This should be a routine combat mission.
Like, these people, they think they're fucking sardines or something. Yeah, what is this?
Head slow.
On the side and just ran out. Security tried to stop him,
An
but
auction is
Raphael
underway.
and Sean Marquez have been getting their prescriptions filled at this Walgreens for at least
Commerce
a year.
upgrade
They believe
complete.
shoplifting played a role in the store's closure.
They have it locked up because sometimes they get boosters that come in there and steal their stuff. I don't know if they're stealing it from here or stealing it from another place to sell it.
Booster,
Your
big surprise.
influence is undeniable.
We're underway.
These plexiglass screens and all these other inconveniences creates additional friction, and friction is the death of retail.
And it's like nothing is being done.
So do you feel like it's getting bolder?
Yes, it definitely is getting bolder.
To me, I would say that having to speak to an employee to get something out of a shelf is a huge deterrent for me wanting to shop at
Where
that
do you
store.
need me?
I honestly, the reason why, I don't want to talk to a lot of people. I just want to go to the store and I want to get something. And it's really annoying. It wastes my time. It's inconvenient. I don't want to interact with anybody. That's it. So American? Really? I mean, I don't know. I feel like... And I think also
Exotic
there's like
resources
the
have been
component of it
located by our
where
survey
there's like an
teams.
implicit expectation that you're a thief. And so I think that people don't like... Maybe I'm the only person that feels this way.
Military
I think
research
people
complete.
don't like that you're, like, pre-categorized as a person who would have been a thief.
You failed
basically.
to place a bid.
Civilian research complete. Research rate
Nearly
upgrade
half
complete.
of New York City's drugstores have disappeared over the last decade as retail theft continues running rampant.
But what nobody's talking about is all of these pharmacy closures. They're happening 1 year after our leaders promised to get tough on shoplifting. A promise many businesses are still waiting for them to keep.
And sadly, if you walk through any pharmacy in town, you'll be greeted with all the signs that the high crime environment afflicting our stores is here to stay. With location.
Yeah, we have this at Walmart. Like, you have...
Scouts have found a colonizable planet.
Like, I told that story about underwear 2 or 3 times. I'm not going to tell it again, but like, I mean, it's hair coloring and
The
underwear.
strength of
That's
the
it.
coalition.
Throughout New York locking up their products
All
because here we
hands,
won't lock
prepare
up our
for
criminals.
phase jump.
Because stealing here's been decriminalized, making New York a breeding ground for professional criminals who take things that aren't theirs and then sell them on the internet or on the side of the street somewhere.
Perpetually funding illegal retail arbitrage businesses that will exist as long
There's
as
also,
shoplifting here remains unknown.
It's also a good point is that when somebody steals something and then they resell it, that also takes away, like, effectively 2 sales
Ahead slow.
from the company.
Mining upgrade complete.
Because, like, if you buy it from somebody
Ahead
who
slow.
stole it,
Planet item
well,
complete.
not only did the
Our
person
fleet
take
is
the
under
inventory
attack.
away from you, you also didn't secure another sale as well. It's really bad.
Available misdemeanor, provided
You
it's
made
peaceful
the right
shoplifting
choice.
that doesn't escalate
Scouts
to a
have found a
physical
colonizable
altercation
planet.
with another person. As for some reason, our criminal sympathizer leaders don't think destroying security without security tags counts as violent behavior.
And that brings us to the real reason why New York is losing so many pharmacies, leaving many neighborhoods without...
I don't know how you could say that's not violent behavior. Anytime that you destroy or alter property in a way that's malicious, it's obviously violence. Like, I would say that, like, I mean, don't you define violence by, like, it's
Reporting
basically a
in.
malicious physical action, right? Yeah.
Standing by.
Behavior involving physical
Set a
force
course.
intended to hurt, damage, or kill someone or something. Yeah, okay. So, yeah.
How can
Not
I
an
be of
object? No,
service?
it's a thing. Yeah, I mean, that's what the dictionary says, right? And so,
Civilian
I don't know what
research
else to say.
complete. Civilian structure complete.
viable
A
alternative
new
to get
colony
things like
has been
prescription
founded.
medication or everyday basic items.
Many of these businesses were already struggling for a variety of reasons, and as retail theft continues to creep up, it erodes whatever was left in the store's margins, leaving them no choice but to shut down.
Ooh.
Something Walgreens alone did 22 times last year, leaving it with just 189 locations left in New York.
I love how
However,
the
as you're
only
about
thing
to
that's
see,
left
retail
is
theft
water.
isn't just a problem.
Complete.
Like, if you go back and you look at it, like, it's just water. People stole all the sodas. Maybe people don't like cranberry juice that much. Yeah, Walgreens is
Where
on
do you need me?
lockdown, boys.
For pharmacies that end up closing. It also raises the cost of living for every New Yorker, even those who already buy everything online from places like Amazon. Revealing that as criminals loot and destroy
Research rate upgrade complete. We're underway. Where do you need me? Ahead slow.
People try to make the distinction between
how can I help you,
defined in the eyes of the law and not the eyes of the dictionary. That may be different. They are interpreting what that means themselves. They are the ones that are
civilian research
what
complete.
The law says.
Reporting in.
You can't make
Scouts
an
have found a
argument to
colonizable
authority
planet.
when you're the one that's the authority.
Civilian structure complete. Military research complete.
Obviously got
a sound plan.
Retail store fronts
I've
that
got
have
your
been
back.
Shut down.
Understood.
If you want to see what out-of-control retail theft is really doing to the city, take a look at the stores that are still open.
Like this one, where pretty much everything is locked up behind plexiglass, except for low-demand products nobody's buying right now in New York, like sunscreen.
Look at this. Even the picture of the product that is here. See.
Damn, we are this far. So they don't even have it locked up. They have a printing.
You've made a wise
Oh my
acquisition.
God. I've never seen something this fucking ratchet before.
How
this
can I
is
be of service?
amazing.
We're underway.
Not only is it
Civilian
locked
structure
up, but
complete.
it's only a picture of
Commerce
it that's locked
upgrade
up.
complete.
Wow. Yeah, it's an NFT, yeah.
Don't steal the actual
You're
product.
right.
Even it's locked up, so you don't steal the picture.
But on top of all this in-store security, you'll also see something else, a blinking
Civilian
camera
structure
array
complete.
on top of this CVS, with flashing lights meant to scare criminals into thinking the police could be inside, or at least watching. But sadly, none of this security is having the intended effect because our
Civilian
stores are
research
still
complete.
shut down.
It's terrible what's going on.
Raphael and Sean Martez have been getting their prescriptions filled at this Walgreens for at
Planet
least a
item
year.
complete.
They believe
Pirates are raiding one of our
shoplifting played a role in
planets.
the store's closure.
All hands, prepare for phase jump.
This man just came in, grabbed a whole bunch of makeup stuff that was on the side, and just ran out. Security.
So, as you can tell from all this security plastic, these places are getting robbed constantly, sometimes right in front of paying customers.
I
Look at
am
all the
listening,
cracks
my
around
friend.
this
Well, I mean,
product
you're
locker
not
here
gonna
on this
try
tower.
Reporting
It's
in.
I mean,
almost
shit.
as if somebody.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna try to fucking go and fight.
Research
somebody
rate
over
upgrade
this.
complete.
Like, I mean, if I was at a store and I saw somebody
Military
stealing
research
something,
complete.
if I could, I would maybe.
You've
report
made
them,
a
but I sure as hell
fine
wouldn't try to
purchase.
stop 'em.
No
I
refunds.
sure as hell would not.
Our fleet is
Like,
under attack.
absolutely, I don't want to deal with that. That's not
You
my
made
problem.
the
I
right
don't work there.
choice.
Fuck that. Shoot them.
Just
No,
a short
you can't shoot
detour
people
while we
like
clear
that.
a
I mean,
path.
maybe the store can,
Moving
but yeah,
out.
that's it.
He tried to tamper with this and break through it to get at the products underneath.
And before we get into the unstoppable proportions this crime wave has now reached, look at who the real victims are from all this stealing.
Now, of course, the store itself is a victim of crime, obviously, but the people who live near a place like this, they're the ones
Civilian
that suffer
research
most,
complete.
Because after a store like this is gone, where do they go
Times
to get the
of
things
war
they need
are
and have
upon us.
relied on buying from it on a weekly basis?
Apparently
And
not
what
there.
about the people that work
That
at a
guy-
place
yeah.
like this? Once it's gone,
Scouts
where are
have
they
found
gonna
a
go?
This is one
colonizable
of the
planet.
big issues that
This
I
should
think
be
a
a
lot of people
routine
have.
combat
Yeah, he's
mission.
where the fuck? Yeah,
Where do you
he's,
need me?
Not there. And
Research
I
rate
think that
upgrade
there's another
complete.
big issue is that a lot of
Just
people
a
they
short
try to play
detour
this
while
off
we
as
clear
it's
a
like kind of,
path.
oh
This should
well,
be a
it's because
routine
people that are
combat mission.
minorities get
Hold
you know
tight.
like get targeted
This'll
by this
only
more
take
often.
a minute.
I think
This
in
should
poor
be a
areas,
routine
like,
combat
you're going to
mission.
have more theft.
Reporting
I think
in.
that just makes sense.
Civilian
and if there's more
structure
minorities
complete.
there, then yeah, that
Our
would be
planet
true.
is under siege.
But when you have
Civilian
more theft
research
and
complete.
you don't have it like controlled, it hurts all of those people.
How can I be of service?
Like those are like the
Civilian
entire
structure
minority
complete.
group that those thieves are a part of are all negatively affected by it. And it's kind of like
Understood.
what I was saying before about how it's like performative empathy, where it's like, oh, well, we're trying to help, you know, these minorities and we don't want to have them be unfairly targeted by police. But what I don't think that they realize is that by not giving these
All
people
systems go.
in these communities the ability
Scouts
to like
have found a
control their
colonizable
own,
planet.
like their own
Reporting
stores, they have the
Shields
stores
down.
leave, people lose jobs, and it just gets worse for everybody. Is it unfair?
Mining
I think that
upgrade
there's definitely
complete.
cases where,
Where do you
police
need me?
officers
Planet
are
item
racist
complete.
and
We're underway.
interactions happen with a person that is non-white or a white
Civilian
person.
research
it could be a racist black officer towards a white person too.
Sound plan.
But like, I think I'm sure it happens, but it's not
plan.
like you can't base everything off of that.
We're underway.
These people care about their own community. They care about the effects. Well, what a lot of it is, I think, is that these people don't care about...
A new colony has been
many
founded.
Many of the people that are the biggest proponents of allowing people to steal things out of stores...
You got the full weight of a star base at your disposal.
Where people are stealing things out of stores.
Auction is
unless
underway.
They're the ones that are doing the stealing. So in a lot of cases, what happens is that it's these, you know, in general, like ivory tower, upper middle class, gated community people that are trying to dictate to these lower working class people that no, it's actually good that you can steal things out of stores without realizing the second order effects of what that stealing
Survey
causes.
teams have found something interesting.
And that's what I was saying
Mining
before about like the selfish
complete.
altruism or like performative empathy, and about how doing it in order to make yourself feel good or sound good ends up hurting other people.
Oh yes, every time a store like this shuts down over
We're
crime,
underway.
the brand always
Civilian
says that
research
they'll do everything
complete.
they can to redeploy their workforce to other locations. Of course they will. But that just hurts everybody because now the people who work at those other locations are going to have less hours because there's now a surplus of workers.
Yeah.
If the workers that were at a store that closed can even...
And it's also like if you're a worker there, so like if you assume that, like let's just use a little bit of logic here, right? I mean, for like, who's ever done logistics for a company or for an organization
Reporting
or for anything
in.
Before?
All hands.
Let's say you have 6
for
workers.
phase
Each
jump.
worker is allocated
strength
to
of the
be
coalition.
active 80% of the time or 90% of the time. If you are working at capacity, because it's logical that
Your
you would not
bid was
overhire,
insufficient.
you would probably want to have the closest percentage of employees to work as possible, right? That's why, for example, Taco Bell doesn't hire as many people to be
Planet
working at
item
3 a.m.
complete.
versus 3 p.m., just as a random example. And so now what this does, too, is
Military
it makes it to where
research
the
tier
employees
complete.
are now getting stretched
Scouts
even
have found a
thinner
colonizable
because
planet.
they've already got 2
Comlink
jobs that they have to do,
active.
right? They have to maybe maintain a store area, and they
Mining
have to also check
upgrade
people out. Like
complete.
this happens at Walmart.
You've made
How
a
many of you
fine
guys have been at
purchase,
Walmart and
and
there's one
had
person
no
working the
refunds?
electronics section, and you
Easily
have
done.
to wait for this person to talk to 2 other people to ring somebody up, and then they have to go and unlock the thing out of the jewel case.
You pick 'em,
right?
I'll
all the
stick 'em.
time. Yeah,
You
exactly.
got it.
And so,
Good
like,
day,
what does
Commander.
that cause?
I'll
That
make
means
short
that
work out of
worker
them.
doesn't have as much time to rest. It's more strenuous
You
on them,
pick 'em, I'll
and it's
stick 'em.
more difficult for the workers in general. Yeah, dude's busy as hell. Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't even have like a moment or two to rest because you guys know, like, I don't know. I mean, I've only had like really 2 jobs my whole life that are like streaming, but most jobs, like, you're not working 8 hours straight. You're working for like maybe 10 minutes and then you stop and you like recalibrate and then you do something else for 10 minutes and then you do something else, right? There's going to be like intermissionary periods. The fact is that now, not really. I think so.
Commerce
I mean, yeah,
upgrade
of course,
complete.
Right? It's like, for example, like
Our
you finish
fleet
a
is under
task
attack.
and then you have to
Civilian
submit your
research
task,
complete.
and then you have to go get
Reporting
the next
in.
task, logically, right? And so all
Where
the time
do you
that
need
happens,
me?
you're going to have transit time with anything. It's travel time, effectively.
Where's the target?
And no clue on this one? I think so.
Comlink active.
Not
I'll
anymore.
make
They
this
min-maxed
short
it.
and
I don't know.
sweet.
I mean, I'm sure that there.
Reporting
I'm
in.
sure that there's some jobs this isn't the case for, but I think in a lot of cases it's very regular to have small intermissionary periods while you're working of maybe a couple of
Civilian
minutes
structure
until
complete.
you do the next task.
We're underway.
And what I'm saying is
Understood.
that situations and systems like this remove those
Military
intermissionary
research
periods,
complete.
or they make them smaller.
Civilian structure
and
complete.
that way people don't have as much
Civilian
time.
research complete.
Social services,
Moving
yeah,
out.
exactly.
Civilian structure complete.
Yeah, there's gonna be downtime.
Get to whatever location they've been redeployed to. But even if the workers can get to the new...
True as fuck. Yeah, of course, right?
Military
yeah.
research complete.
And also, like, logically, you would have to have downtime. Because
Mining upgrade complete.
almost no
Scouts
work
have found a
is
colonizable
completely
planet.
synchronously the
Planet
exact
item
same
complete.
performance the entire time.
Where do you need
So
me?
you're going to have ups
We're
and downs,
underway.
right?
Reporting in.
And so what I'm saying is that these downs,
Ahead slow.
there's a lot less of them if you have to do all these other activities.
locations, so can the criminals. In fact, they ride around on the subway here for free because we don't care about fare evasion either. And that's the real problem here, because if customers need a new store to shop at and workers need a new store to work at, criminals, they're going to need a new store to steal from.
Civilian structure complete.
End up at whatever store is still hanging on. And
That's
hanging
right.
on is definitely the best
Maximum
way to describe
civilian
it. After
orbit
the
slots
Upper East Side Pharmacy closed. The
People
sole
do not like lawn chairs, apparently. Yeah, there you go.
Civilian research complete. A new colony has been founded.
Closing stores is not going to put a stop to New York City's theft problems at all. In fact, it's only going to make it worse.
Another guy, while he was chasing him, stole candy.
It's like nothing is being done.
So do you feel like it's getting bolder?
Yeah, it definitely is getting bolder.
Walgreens
Civilian
said
structure
only economic
complete.
headwinds are making it too difficult to cover.
So the reason it seems like theft is getting more out of control and thieves
Mining
are getting bolder
upgrade
and more
complete.
brazen is because they have to. You've got the same number of criminals, but now you've got fewer stores to steal from. Like this CVS right here. Its theft problems definitely got worse after the Walgreens, which was across the street, shut
How can I be of
down when
service?
that happened.
This is like what happens when I remember people tell me this. It's like when I go offline, the roaches scatter.
Civilian structure
And
complete.
like people will be like,
Bring
yeah.
out the
So like
big
I started
guns.
getting a lot of sexist. Why do they keep telling me stop talking? Why is this dishwasher talking? Why are
Civilian
they
structure
saying this?
complete.
You've made a
Aspen went
wise
offline.
acquisition. You've made a wise acquisition.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense.
And any crime that was taking place split between the two stores now all has to happen at just one
That was
store.
you?
And you
Yeah.
can tell from the lack of rust and dings in the paint on these cabinets that many of them are a recent installation here. And not only are many of these aisles completely walled off on both sides, you've also got that blinking security camera. The store's literally doing everything it can to deter crime. And that's because
Where
any
do you need
surviving
me?
store is under more pressure now than it's
Civilian
ever been.
research
And
complete.
There's no way out from
Civilian
anywhere.
Well, it's
structure
like if there's
complete.
100 thieves in 100 stores,
We're
people are probably
underway.
going to steal from one store, right? Not everybody's going to steal everything from the same store because then you're going to run out of stuff. Like
Civilian
if you were
structure
stealing
complete.
and everybody was stealing out of the same McDonald's or the same Walgreens, and you keep showing up with your bag, and then all the expensive stuff is gone, you're going to say, fuck this, I want to go to the other Walgreens.
Exotic resources have been located by our survey
Right?
teams.
Let's be honest, right? I mean, yeah, you're going to go to the other Walgreens, like, fuck
Mining
that.
upgrade
And so,
complete.
but if there's only 10 Walgreens,
Civilian
you got to deal with
structure
10,
complete.
10 thieves in each one. The DoorDash table gets raided a lot. Bro, if you are down bad...
Civilian structure complete.
The DoorDash table... Like,
Civilian structure complete. Exotic resources have been located by
I
our
work in loss
survey
prevention,
teams.
and the high shrink loss stores will intentionally overstock
All
to keep
hands,
the product
prepare
available for
for phase
customers.
jump.
They surplus
Civilian
those
structure
stores not only to
complete.
keep them in stock, but
Planet
also to pad
item
numbers.
complete.
Good. Well, I need to start stealing pepper beef jerky then, because I go to the store and they have every
Civilian
kind
structure
except for
complete.
the kind I want, and I'm tired of it, man. It's pissing me off.
The strength of the coalition.
Unless, of course, laws were to be passed that made crime again. But since that's not
Customer
happening,
service.
every single thing you see here
Where
are
do you
the
need me?
last moves of a store
And-
that
and
probably
people-
won't be here for.
You gotta remember Listerine. Well, we played that game, right? The mouthwashing game. It's bad.
Mining upgrade
It's
complete.
real bad.
Forever. But you know, the real problem is all
Yeah.
of this product security. It doesn't just deter thieves, it also deters customers.
These plexiglass screens and all these other inconveniences that are added
Civilian
to
research
customers who are
complete.
simply there
Civilian
to make a
structure
purchase
complete.
creates additional friction, and friction is the death of
Civilian
retail.
structure complete. Military research
He's
complete.
completely fucking right. Absolutely. Perfectly
Civilian structure complete.
Said in a statement.
Friction is the death of retail. He's 100% right. And if it takes longer to buy things in a physical store, less people are going to put up with that. But it's not just the inconvenience factor that's a big deal here. All this security costs money. It's not free, because every time somebody wants to buy something, they need a human to help them get it. And that costs money. And that money.
Well, see, this is... A lot of people
Civilian
don't
research
understand,
complete.
like, allocation of time and like time management skills and optimization of those skills. So every employee's output is going to be min-max to the highest percentage that the company can realistically put it at, right? That's what you guys are saying, obviously. So this now is like, let's say an employee is operating at 95% efficiency. If this increases the amount of work they have to do by 10%, now they're over efficiency, and now a new employee has to be hired,
Civilian structure
or
complete.
the quality of service goes
Mining
down.
upgrade complete.
So
Reporting
it actually
in.
makes everything
All
cost more
hands,
money.
prepare for phase jump.
And like, this is one thing that like
auction is underway.
Ahead slow.
All right.
All
right,
hands,
this is
prepare
a
for
wild
phase jump.
One
Fleet deployment
thing that I would
acknowledged.
fucking
A sound
hate
plan.
about gold
All
guides.
hands, prepare
I would
for
hate this
phase
so
jump.
much. There would be
An
two
allied
things I
colony
hated.
has
Number
been
one, gold
lost.
guides that were made
Exotic
with no,
resources
with
have
no
been located by
context
our
of supply
survey
and demand.
teams.
Number one. Number two, or price and demand, wherever you want to look at it, depending on the product, right, or the item. Another
Planet
thing
item complete.
is that gold guides that do not take into account travel time,
The
transit
strength of the
time,
coalition.
reset time, loading time, ready time, cooldown time, and everything else.
All hands,
of these things
prepare for
you
phase
need to
jump.
itemize and figure out how much each of these individual little things take, and then multiply it over 8 hours, and you will see
Mining
that,
upgrade
let's
complete.
say, if every employee, think about it like this. If you have, what will be the math for this? You don't have 16 employees, but let's say you had 16 employees, and
Your
every
bid
single
was
employee worked 8 hours a
insufficient.
day, and
Civilian
30
research
minutes of that
complete.
day need to be dedicated in order to like unlock things. Now you need to hire an entire new employee in order to maintain the same level of efficiency.
Military research complete.
Crazy.
It can only come from one place. Just look at the price of this deodorant. It's absolutely expensive, almost $20, when a 3-pack of the exact same stuff costs $23 on Amazon right now. That's crazy. And if prices are going up and convenience is going down, what reason is there to even shop in a physical store anymore? You'd literally have...
That's actually, he brings up a really good point, and I think that's what that Indian guy was saying on the video, is
Research
that
rate upgrade
basically
complete.
these stores are already losing a lot of market share to things that are more convenient, like Amazon Prime. And so now
We're
when you
underway.
add this extra barrier to entry,
A sound
it makes
plan.
it even easier for people to transition over to somewhere else. That's it. Amazon has this for $3. Well, not only do they have it for $3,
All
they
hands,
also have it
prepare
with,
for phase jump.
Amazon
Your
comes to my house. Yeah,
influence
it's
is
delivered
undeniable.
directly to your door. You don't have to pay shipping because you have Amazon Prime. And if there's a problem, usually you can return it. It's annoying, kind of, but yeah. They send it to your fat ass? Yeah.
Civilian research complete.
Overpriced
Yeah, exactly.
item and needed immediately for some sudden purpose to even go into one of these places.
Where
But if
do you
things
need
are
me?
3 times the price of what you can get them for on the internet, people are going to change their habits, and most people
And that's
are.
also another big issue, is that the prices on the internet are not amortized, or like, they're not factored into the entire price of like the value, right? Because like if you're selling things on the internet, you're not factoring in shrink in the
Civilian
same
research
way shrink
complete.
is stealing, in the same way that you would be than if you have a retail store inside of New York City. It's just like it's making it to where these stores basically can't fucking
Research
exist
rate upgrade
other than
complete.
being loot boxes. Yeah.
Military research
They don't wanna
complete.
Wait a couple of days to get their dryer sheets. Just order your
Exotic
dryer
resources
sheets ahead
have
of
been
time.
located
That way
by
you
our
don't have to
survey
run out
teams.
and then come into a store and pay more than you'd pay on the internet.
Exactly.
However, the internet is a double-edged sword because it's both the cure for
We're
in-store
underway.
theft and the cause of in-store theft in many cases. Because although you can't steal these cleaning products from Amazon as it's online, someone else
Reporting
can steal
in.
them from a place
All
like this
hands,
and then
prepare
resell
for
them
phase
back
jump.
to you.
How
And
can I
that
be
is the
of
whole reason
service?
Stores like this, no matter how well guarded they are, may not have a whole lot of time left, at least in this city.
I think that's true.
Civilian structure complete.
I think that right now we're in like a transitionary period, and Amazon already has stores that function this way. I think the future of retail stores are going to be places where you can go inside. Like, I think that there's going to be a trend, like right now, like, you know how like McDonald's is moving away from a lot of customer service and a lot of the McDonald's experience to become a much more corporate min-maxed
civilian structure complete.
Right? Like, I feel like anybody can see
Exotic
that.
resources
So
have
I
been
think
located
that's
by
going
our
to keep
survey
going,
teams.
and that's going to keep going for maybe like 10 more years, right? Maybe 15 more years. But what I think is going to happen after that is that there's going to begin.
Where
there's
do you
going
need
to
me?
start to begin a. And
How
it's
can I
already
be of
happening,
service?
but it will be a
Planet
it
item
will be at
complete.
a
Research
crisis
rate
point,
upgrade
right? Or like
complete.
a crossover point of like where at that point you're going to have more people. Fuck. What are they? I was thinking about 3 different things
Where
at the
do you
same
need
time.
me?
I totally forgot what I was
A sound
I'll just
plan.
scroll up and read what chat was saying as responding to what I was saying. Automated, right? And so anyway, these stores. There's going to be a growing demand for people.
You've made a wise
disconnected.
acquisition.
And there's going to be a growing demand for people to have in-store customer service. That's why, like, for example, and this is like a really, really weird abstract example, but hopefully you guys can appreciate it. Do you know this scene in John Wick where he goes in to buy the suit and he's talking directly
Military
to the
research
guy,
complete.
and then he's talking directly
Bringing
to the
out
suit
the
maker,
big
and then he's talking directly to the guy that makes the guns? People like that type of in-person personal service, right? And it's seen as, oh wow, this guy's a fucking G. So
All
like
hands,
the idea is
prepare
that
for phase
this
jump.
is a high value, high status type of service. And regardless of whether it's selling you a machine gun or selling you, you know, a machine toy gun, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. And so the point is that I think that after about 15 years or so, we're going to see a resurgence of retail stores that have actual customer experience people there.
Exotic
that are
resources
designed
have
to
been
kind of help you
located
with
by
your
our
purchase.
survey
And you
teams.
see a little bit of that
We're
now
underway.
with like luxury stores. Like if you ever go inside of, how many of you guys have ever been inside of like one of these like stupid overpriced stores like Armani or whatever? They'll immediately have somebody
Ahead
on
slow.
you. Maybe actually,
Civilian
maybe
structure
the reason
complete.
why is because they saw me and they were like, oh, yeah, watch him. Watch him. Make sure he doesn't do anything. He's not gonna. Don't let him shit on the. If that's the guy from last week, don't let him shit on the floor
All
again.
hands, prepare
yeah, so they
for
have no
phase
idea,
jump.
right? And anyway, so you're going to see a growing resurgence in demand for like the customer experience. I think in 10 to 15 years, to an extent that it will be met by a retail store
Civilian
that ends up
research
making
tier
profit because of
complete.
it. But what I think we're going to transition to a lot more of right now is that we're in like this weird middle ground where we have a tremendous amount of technology, but we don't have the technology calibrated in a way that's efficient. And so you're seeing Amazon, and there's also certain places in the EU that do this as well.
Additional
that
credits
automatically
required.
charge you based off of the objects that you walk out of the store with.
Military research
and
complete.
You walk into the store with an amount of money, right? Like on a card. That was
Research
fake.
rate
Well,
upgrade
if it was
complete.
fake, it's going to be real. Like, do you really think that that's not going to happen?
An auction
Because, like,
is
I can
underway.
guarantee you it's going to happen. That's the smartest and most efficient way of doing it, and I guarantee you that there are billions of dollars being
Aye.
invested right now at this very moment into making
Can
that
I
a
do
reality.
out?
It does, but it's rare. Exactly. But eventually it won't
You've
be.
got the full weight
And so
of a
anyway,
starbase
Pilot
at your
Store, yeah.
disposal.
It was
Our
just some
ally
people
has
in
completed
India
construction
charging
of a
an idea.
Titan.
Yeah, well, either way,
Aye.
that's what I think is going to happen. And that's going to be
Can
the
I
future
do
of
out?
retail stores.
Civilian research complete.
At least in
So
like
this right here behind
in like
me
the
is
short term.
probably the most
No way, you guys don't
well-guarded
think so?
Walgreens
Okay.
in the entire city. Not only does it have security cameras, but we're in a brand new train station, which is being patrolled by National
out the
Guard
big guns.
troops. And exits are limited. You can't just run out of this place right through this massive
Where
front
do you
door
need me?
and then be on the
All
street.
hands,
No, you're still
prepare
It's
for
crazy
phase jump.
how much more civilized things are when there's any authority there. Like you see the National Guard posted up, maybe you're not going to steal those Cheetos. You leave them on the rack. Nope.
The
Not
item
today.
is ready.
a facility which is
and this is another component too, is that a lot of people think that criminals are like these like stupid animals that can't figure out what's going on and they just can't control themselves. Most criminals make conscious decisions to minimize risk. And that's the reason why, and I bet a lot of places,
Scouts have found a colonizable
people probably be
planet.
less likely to break into a house if the person owning in the house can't own a gun.
But even though you'll see a few more free-range products on the shelves of this particular store compared to the CVS we were just in, there is still a lot of progressive plexiglass in here, that's for sure. Because sadly, even a place like this is not immune to theft.
As long as there are resale markets that are not held accountable for the sale of stolen goods, then this kind of conduct is only going to get worse.
Here's how it works. A criminal network hires an individual or crew called
You've
boosters.
made a wise
After robbing a
acquisition.
retailer, they turn over the stolen goods to someone waiting nearby called a fence. The fence then takes the haul to a home or warehouse where a cleaner removes anti-theft devices or marks.
So there's a couple angles to this online retail theft component. The first angle is that it makes it very easy for anybody to say that they have a product and to list it for sale.
A sound
and to offer
plan.
it. And the second problem is that these companies like Amazon benefit whenever something is sold on their site. They take a cut, and some people say that's why they are doing more to get rid of illegal products from their sites. However, even though Amazon and eBay benefit from the sale,
I think the woman is totally misguided, and her fixation on Amazon not blocking these people. It's impossible to block people that are doing this. These are not like, I mean, if you want to talk about like them being Walgreens exclusive items, this is just them trying to leverage this issue to lower the credit of Amazon because they view Amazon as a competitor. They're not actually looking at solving this problem. They're just looking at a way to badmouth their competitor.
Of anything, no matter where it's from, it's not the fault of these sites that New York has a massive retail theft problem. A problem which is so bad we've even got to lock up our ice cream with a massive padlock. Look at the size of this thing. Now, of course,
they got the drumsticks.
Military research complete. Reporting in.
Oh my God.
You can't sell ice cream online, but there's another place you can sell it in New York City, which is why this stuff
you got the full weight of a starbase at your disposal.
Alone that New York has a $4.4 billion shoplifting economy. But before we get into the other ways stolen products are offloaded in this city that is unique to it,
you got the full weight of a starbase at your disposal. Can I do out?
Illegal listing on their entire site. This stuff, it would still get taken and it would still end up somewhere else because people who steal want money.
Where do you need me?
Amazon and eBay probably should be
You've
doing
made a
more to
wise
keep
acquisition.
the sale of illicit goods from taking place on their platforms. The real problem is places like New York aren't doing enough to stop criminals.
It's impossible for them to stop doing that. I mean, obviously, I mean, it's like what he's saying is common sense, but these are all methods of reduction and nothing's going to make it stop happening.
From taking things in the first place. Here's an example of a serial shoplifter with
an
over
ally colony has been
arrests.
lost.
How is this even allowed
the item
to
is
happen?
complete.
How is somebody allowed to commit 100 crimes and
Civilian
still be
research complete.
And how are we supposed to expect this person to learn something the 101st time they get arrested that they didn't learn the other 100 times? We're not, and criminals like this are the real reason New York has an out-of-control crime problem. Now, that doesn't mean Amazon is innocent. After all, the more products that are locked up in stores, the more people who will just go online to buy from them. But the reality here is that in New York, you've got a lot of places
You've made a wise acquisition.
That you took and want to resell, and the city's not doing anything about it.
All hands, prepare for phase jump.
Queens and put on display for the cameras. The thieves
the item is ready.
Beauty products, designer clothing.
The defendants utilized social media, Instagram, and other online resources.
What a surprise. I mean, of course you're going to do that. I mean, that's the smart stuff to steal. Yeah, they're going to steal that because they make the most money off of it. Yeah, it's simple. Makeup is expensive. Yeah, makeup is really expensive for sure. I'm from Brazil, and up until a few years ago, we always dreamed about the U.S. and always complimented U.S. citizens were so right about being exposed, self-checkout. Things have changed too fast. The problem is that it's become a politically charged issue that prosecuting people for stealing is like, it's like a political thing. I think that there's like a lot of issues that have become politicized that I don't think that they should be politicized. Like, for example, like police brutality, police violence, body cams, stuff like this, like shoplifting, homelessness, etc. Like these are issues that are really not political issues, but they've been like basically polarized to where like people that are on like one side of an issue, like also usually are part of like an entire group of people.
To advertise for the stolen goods for sale, both here and for abroad.
Thousands of reporting in. Got a multi-million-dollar crime ring, which was busted towards the end of last year, and they didn't just sell on Amazon. They sold on pretty much every website, Facebook, Instagram, you name it, and they also sold things physically.
One of our enemies has finished a Titan.
Physically in other countries. Not to mention, you've also got people selling things on blankets.
Civilian research complete.
Throughout New York. Police see this stuff happening. They walk right by. Nothing gets done about it. It's not even legal to do that without a license. And the sad reality is that New York is just such a big place with so many people living in it that anybody who's got that entrepreneurial spirit and zero morals, and who also might not.
People do it. The reason why they do that is just simply because it makes money. And also, like, if you've been laying this stuff out and the police don't do anything for you for it,
civilian research complete,
then you're gonna keep doing it. I mean, fucking obviously that's gonna happen. Like, if you don't enforce a law, it doesn't exist. It's not like laws are not like the laws of physics, like gravity or like something like that. It doesn't, like the speed of light. This isn't.
We'll see it done.
They're not real. Like, we just made up the rule that you can't steal things. Like,
military research complete.
There's no, like, you know, law of physics that's preventing you from stealing the cold flu pack from Walgreens. So if you don't enforce the law, it doesn't exist.
Not have the computer skills necessary to take pictures of stuff on their phone and then list it for sale on a website, they can make money in a number of ways. The first thing they can do would be to take the products they steal to somebody else who wants to sell them online. They could also unload them from a suitcase and sell them themselves if they want to. Or in the case of food, they could take this food to a nearby deli or bodega. That's why the ice cream is locked up. It gets stolen and then gets transported to another store where it then gets resold. This happens with clothes as well. There was a quote-unquote cosmetics store selling stolen goods from stores like Macy's, and it existed around the corner from Macy's in a physical
civilian research complete.
Well, that makes sense, right?
A sound plan.
Because like you like that. Because if you want, that's smart. That's smart, yes. Because if you put it right next to it, you're gonna see people that see the other two. They're like, all right, well, fuck, let's just go over there.
A new colony has been founded.
Yes. Bro,
where do you need me?
Genius economy there. Holy shit, steal it back? I guess so.
Could walk in, and they had stolen items from pretty much every store. Macy's, Nordstrom's, all of it in their store, some of it with the same tags that it had on it in the store that it was taken out of. And when you hear about stuff like that, and then you go to a store like this and you see things like ice cream behind bars, and when you see the vans of products parked in middle-class neighborhoods that are like miniature shopping malls that can drive away when the police show up, the full reality of New York's predicament when it comes to theft starts to emerge. It's so big, no store can stop it. And we're at a point now where anything that can be stolen will be stolen and taken somewhere else for profit. And obviously, none of this security is a deterrent whatsoever, because you can have as many police and as many National Guard troops as you want. A store like this in a well-guarded area, it's still going to have to lock things up because criminals just don't care. They know that if they wait long enough inside the store, an opportunity will arise for them to take something that's not theirs and then run off. It's
commerce upgrade
and right now, we've
complete.
Got criminals with hundreds of arrests just wandering our streets, looking for new opportunities to do the thing that they've done hundreds of times already. They're the reason.
This is the other thing. Is
how
like,
can I be of service?
Most of the
Planet
people that
item
are probably
complete.
stealing shit are. It's probably the same group of
something
people.
Destroyed? Item complete.
It's like I wouldn't be surprised if the amount of people
One of our
that are
enemies
actually
has
stealing,
finished a
it's like
Titan.
1,000 people that are probably doing this.
You've
And if
made
you
a
just
wise
take out like
acquisition.
the top 1,000 or 2,000 highest offenders, you will probably cut this down by like 80 or 90%.
Where do you need me?
Yeah, the 80-20 rule. Yeah, exactly. Because like you think about 100, like a lot of people have
Military
stolen
research
something from a
needed to
store once
expand
or
our
twice.
fleet supply. Civilian
But
structure
300
complete.
combined times between a handful of people.
Military
100
research
times per
complete.
person, that's crazy. You cut off the high offenders, and then also there's another effect that has, is that the people that would be the high offenders see that, and they say, oh, all right, never mind. Yeah, 300 rookie. Yeah, this is a weird American problem. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. My brother steals every day. Yeah, exactly, right? And so that's my point, is that the majority of this is probably happening from the same people that are doing
Civilian research
if
complete.
you just locked up the top, I'd say like 1,000
item complete.
This problem would go down
Insufficient metal.
And a brand new Walgreens and a brand new train station still has to lock everything up, even though it's surrounded by people in full military dress. And is Amazon partly responsible for this? Absolutely. They gain new customers every single day. Somebody walks into a place like this and has to wait longer than they want to buy something that they know is
Mining upgrade
overpriced.
complete.
But the reality here is that without new laws that criminalize
Can I
crime
do
once
out?
again in this city, more of our stores are going to shut down. More pharmacies this year will close, just like they did last year, and there will be even less places for people to buy
strength of the
basic
coalition.
things. And the quality of life for New Yorkers is going to go down, while the costs to live here go up as the remaining stores do even more
Civilian
to crack
structure
down on
complete.
crime because our laws
Civilian
won't. What do you
research
think about
complete.
that? Should people who steal go to jail, or should we do something else? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
One of our enemies has finished a Titan.
It's not even a question. But I think also what they probably should do, like if I was the police, this is what I would do. I would work with a lot. I would find
You've got the
most
full weight of a
prolific people that are doing
starbase
it,
at your disposal.
and I would probably
Can I
give
do
them
out?
a deal to commute part of their sentence if they can help work on methods of reduction to stop it from happening.
Military
Because
research
a lot
complete.
of them will instantly
The
turn.
item is ready.
Like, because
Mining
these people,
upgrade
they're
complete.
not like a lot
You've
of these
made a
thieves.
wise
They're not
acquisition.
like they're not like these evil people, right? They're not like these demons or something like that. They're just taking advantage of a situation that's beneficial to them. That's all. They're taking advantage of a situation. Yes, some are. Oh, you don't work with them. But you look at the people that are reasonable. You
How
figure
can I
out,
be of
okay,
service?
how are you doing it? How is it working? How can you help us fix this problem? Right? I feel like that's the smart thing to do. And imagine you steal something, you can maybe judge when caught red-handed. What the fuck is this? Why isn't Walgreens
Civilian
make Walgreens
structure
card that gives
complete.
90% cost reduction and bump the prices so stealing is over $5,000 and they can charge for larger crimes? Because that creates another piece of friction in retail where like now you have to have a card and it's a huge issue.
Okay,
and so that's the main reason why it didn't happen.
Civilian research
Yeah,
complete.
New York is fixing a situation with this.
Commerce
again, with stop and
upgrade
frisk,
complete.
stealing folks is going to come
You've
back.
got the
Yeah,
full
I
weight of
wouldn't
a
be surprised if it
starbase
happened.
at your disposal. You've
No,
got the
this is not
full
like
weight
hacking
of a
where they need to get their
starbase
knowledge,
at your
fuck them.
disposal. Insufficient
I don't know.
metal.
I think it's like a lot of the people that create systems that do stuff like this, they're not stupid. It's not like you can't figure it out at all, but it's better to at least get the leg up and at least start where they're at whenever you're figuring out how to make it stop
One of our enemies
happening.
has finished a Titan.
Yeah, I mean, there it is. Some of them.
The
Yeah,
item
exactly.
is
And I
ready.
would try to find some of them and figure out, like, okay, why is this happening? And so, yeah, anyway, make stupid choices, but all of them are smart. So why does law exist? I don't know.
Bringing out the big guns.
Inflation counter. But, yeah. This
Civilian
is I think it's
research
a huge
complete.
problem, and I feel like
We
the
are
more that it
entertaining
happens, what's gonna
offers.
end up happening is that you're going to see more stores that have, like, whenever I don't know, this is in, like, 2000, and, like, if I go back to, like, 2010, for example, and I think back to 2010, almost nothing was locked up. Like, the only thing at Walmart that was
Commerce
locked
upgrade
up was
complete.
pretty much video games. Video games and, like, expensive electronics,
Heavy
like
battle
phones.
cruiser online.
And now, if I
Weapon
go to
modules
Walmart,
awaiting selection.
I would say 20% of the store is locked up. Yes. Oh, spray paint was locked up because people would get high with spray paint. Good point. Yeah, you're right about that. But yeah, this is it's how government works. Theft is okay in a high crime areas. People elect high cross criminals. Well, I don't know about that. But
The
games are
item
only done
is
because they were in
ready.
the box too. Now they're not. Yeah, exactly. Scan receipt on exit? No, because the people don't really do good scans. That's the issue, is that they say they do, and then they're like, oh yeah, let's look at what the scan is, and it's like just basically nothing. It's like, oh yeah, did you buy? Yeah, all right, good. Like, people have locked
Military
out with shit
research
all the time.
complete.
I remember bullets not being locked up in Walmart. Yeah, and now
Scouts have
Benadryl
found a
is.
colonizable
Yeah,
planet.
it's a crazy world.
Item
I
complete.
guess New York is probably the worst example of it, or one of the
You
worst
opted out
examples.
of bidding.
But I think it is going to keep getting worse. I don't know how, bro. Like, after seeing all the crazy shit that happens in New York, it really is no surprise that Gotham City is based off of New York. I mean, New York's turned into a PvP server.
2 people in custody tonight after the FBI search of a Diamond District pawn shop.
The 2 men had been buying stolen luxury items from South American theft groups and then reselling them at their store.
So the owners of this store right here are in FBI custody for allegedly working with a South American robbery crew to sell stolen items.
Wow.
Some of which were taken from the homes of professional athletes and other wealthy individuals all across America by a gang of Chilean immigrants residing in the U.S. illegally, living out a twisted...
Man.
You don't have to tell us
Isn't
twice.
that nice?
Version of the American dream with the alleged help of an American business.
How you guys doing?
Body camera footage showing 4 Chilean nationals being questioned by authorities last month in Ohio. And in the trunk, a Louis Vuitton bag.
Where are you guys headed to today? Orlando? Wrong way. Florida's that way.
Oh, a bunch of fucking retards. It's Chilean, I'm fucking disgusted, bro. Everybody knows that everybody from Chile isn't like this, okay? Like, that's just some people on some racist bullshit. I think that we know that you just had a few of your roaches show up in our country to do some dumb shit. Nobody's blaming you.
Scouts have found a
Jansky and
colonizable planet.
Wangala are accused by federal prosecutors of regularly serving as fences for South American theft groups. Their Diamond District pawn shop raided Tuesday.
Someone is trying to break into the house right now. My daughter is there. This is Joe Burrow's house.
Federal prosecutors say that Joe Burrow roughly $300,000 in luxury items, including watches, glasses, piles of cash, and Louis Vuitton luggage.
Jesus. These are, wait, and they're taking photos of themselves? What is with all the self-snitching?
Alleged gangbangers also posed wearing the NFL stars JB9 and number 9.
No way, they take a photo.
And chain necklaces.
I have to say,
bring it out the big guns.
This is kind of a
civilian research complete.
I mean, at a certain level, I kind of respect
Heavy battle cruiser online. Weapon
you got
modules
balls
awaiting
to do
selection.
this, right? Like, yeah. I mean, it's self-snitching, yeah. But it's a power move. Now, it's not a good power move, but it is a power move.
They come here almost exclusively to commit and engage in criminality.
I feel like my privacy has been violated in more ways than one.
Prosecutors say in their search Tuesday, investigators found large quantities of suspected stolen property here at the pawn shop, as well as from a storage facility in New Jersey, where they also found sports memorabilia and power tools that are commonly used to open safes.
These are the individuals that wake up every day with one intention, is to commit as many crimes as possible to make money in any way.
Civilian research complete. I've been awaiting your call.
Evidence links one of the thieves busted robbing a football player's home to a pawn shop in Midtown Manhattan.
So they're just selling it right back to the pawn shops. That's how it happens. Self-snitching? Yeah, it is. It's not so much a power move as an indictment of the weakness of the justice system. Yeah, there's a little bit of that too, right? Yeah, a little bit.
Nobody's talking about is this FBI bust reveals a shocking level of cooperation between illegal criminal gangs and New York City businesses that look and appear legitimate. And with one of these operations taken down right in the heart of Manhattan, you've got to wonder how many other predatory businesses like this are hiding in plain sight, especially when crime statistics show New York City has experienced an astronomical rise in moped-related snatch and grab robberies over the last 2 years. An 8,000% rise to be exact, with criminals stealing watches, purses, bags, and other valuables from unsuspecting victims in some of the city's richest neighborhoods. Which
it makes sense, right? I mean, like, if you're gonna go, how many of you guys want to farm a dungeon that doesn't have any loot in it? I mean, it makes sense that they're gonna go do that, but it's just crazy that they're here to begin with, right?
Last summer, when thugs approached customers at restaurants, forcing them to put their Rolexes in pillowcases before speeding off, without getting caught. But it doesn't stop there. The city also saw a rise in robberies in Central Park and in Midtown by Times Square. And when you combine those with the out-of-control shoplifting epidemic we're experiencing, a troubling picture starts to emerge of a city flooded with so many illegally stolen items that they're now being sold openly at stores on the side of the street. And that brings us to the real reason why this bust is so important. It exposes a highly profitable industry that, when combined with New York's sanctuary...
This is what I was saying before about how, like, the businesses that are, like, enabling this need to be the ones that get fined for it. Because, like, not only are they doing this, but they're making money off of it, too. They're the ones that are making money off of these clowns, and they're paying them, and they're enabling this entire thing to happen.
City status acts as a magnet to bring the world's worst criminals to our city, where we not only allow them to hide from the federal government while they live in taxpayer-funded homeless shelters, but also the opportunity to be the worst versions of themselves, all thanks to New York's decriminalization of petty theft and assault, which, as you're about to see, has created a pipeline of products stolen from the law-abiding and then sold on the streets of New York in broad daylight.
Of course.
Civilian research complete. The item is ready.
This right here is the entrance of the business where this gang was allegedly able to sell off stolen property. And it's right in the heart of Midtown on 47th Street, 6th Avenue.
We buy, we pawn, we sell. You sure do.
You got the full weight of a star base at your disposal.
They sure do.
Here, not at this place, at another place nearby. But the point is, this is an area full of legitimate businesses that have been here for decades. But hiding in plain sight was apparently a criminal operation of proportions nobody ever imagined.
Prosecutors say the men brokered the sale of countless pieces of stolen merchandise taken from across the United States by South American
Civilian research complete.
The two were allegedly
exotic resources have been located by our survey teams.
And selling it
Where
at
do
their
you need
store.
me?
A customer of the pawn shop.
So what's unbelievable about this is that the store on the upper floors here, they're paying thousands of dollars a month to be right here in the middle of Manhattan, but they're selling stolen items from all across the country.
Well, that's why they can pay the $1,000, is they're buying stolen items and they're selling them. That's the whole reason. That's how it works. Yeah. People steal stuff, that's new.
Complete.
The problem, so the issue with this is that it's like you're always going to have thieves, but having thieves that are from another country, that are nationals from another country, that are illegally here, and the state is unwilling to prosecute or go after them or even investigate the problem, this is a massive unforced error that doesn't need to happen, and it doesn't, like, there's no reason for this to exist.
Before we get into this wild story about how a gang of foreign criminals was able to break into homes all across America, it's important to understand that this collusion of legitimate businesses and unlawful residents of this country is nothing new in America's largest sanctuary city, which is home to over 400,000 people who are illegally residing in the United States. Which creates a big problem. You've got a massive number of people who can't legally work yet need to feed themselves, pay rent, and buy clothing, creating an opportunity for businesses to prey upon these people or to team up with criminal gangs and then prey upon the rest of society.
Military research complete.
Migrants are accused of snapping brazen photos after allegedly storming
An
Bengals
Allied
quarterback
capital ship has been destroyed.
$7.5 million Ohio mansion. The alleged gangbangers also posed wearing the NFL stars JB9 and number 9 chain necklaces. Burrow's girlfriend.
It's shocking to me that it's like, how can you see these videos and then be like, yeah, sanctuary cities and all this stuff is good. Like, yeah, no, this is great. Like, this is the right side of history, guys.
These guys that were running stolen products up to the third floor of this store right here, they might look like jokers from the photos they posted on social media, but they knew exactly where they were going. They knew how to get in, and this might not be the first celebrity's home they raided.
These guys aren't stupid.
Well,
they are kind of stupid
One
because
of
they're
our
taking
enemies
photos of
has
it.
finished a
But
Titan.
they're
The
not
item is
really,
complete.
like, they're
Need
calculated.
me? An Allied capital ship has
However,
been destroyed.
the FBI says that stolen goods from multiple celebrity home invasions were being sold out of this particular business. The full extent to how those items got there has not yet been revealed by prosecutors. But the thing that's odd about this robbery is that these guys had no problem taking pictures and showing off with all their loot. Either this was their first time committing this sort of crime, or they've done so many home invasions and successful raids that they figured nothing was going to happen to them, and that
That's always how it is. everybody that I know that did shit that you weren't supposed to do, it's when you start taking photos of yourself with things that you stole or things that you bought with stuff that you stole or you shouldn't have. There's always a level of like pride. And like, how many of you guys know this, right? There's like some friend that you have that like used to be cautious and then they stopped being cautious and then they got. Every fucking time that happens.
Civilian research complete.
They were invincible, and the amount of money they were making probably made them feel unstoppable.
All systems go.
Right now, my daughter is there. This is Joe Burrow's house.
Civilian research complete. Defense upgrade complete.
Targeting the homes of high-profile professional athletes. That includes Kansas City Chiefs stars, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, NBA stars.
So what happened here is absolutely wild, and the details are incredibly shocking. Not just how the goods were stolen from this person's home, who did the stealing and how they were offloaded right here, but this is not the only business in town which apparently has a no questions asked policy when it comes to buying things that walk in the door from people who might be criminals. In fact, everything that can be stolen...
Seems like a very beneficial policy for them.
Gets stolen and resold here. You've got bodegas selling stolen food, clothing stores reselling stolen items from places like Macy's, and if you're curious about how these gang members might have met these people, well, there's a whole bunch of stores here that all say they're willing to buy valuables that might be secondhand. These criminals could literally have just gone up and down the block with a briefcase full of stuff showing it to people until they found a willing accomplice. And the crazy thing is, it looks like they would have gotten away with their heist if they hadn't done something really stupid.
Body camera footage showing 4 Chilean nationals being questioned by authorities last month in Ohio.
Where are you guys headed to today, sir? Orlando? Wrong way. Florida's that way.
The man in the front passenger seat wearing a Cincinnati Bengals beanie,
Defense
Burrow's
upgrade
team,
complete.
and in the trunk, a Louis Vuitton bag.
How are you gonna wear his hat? You're gonna break into his house wearing his hat.
Done and dusted.
That is a level of disrespect.
Another structure is in the way.
Oh my God.
Military research complete.
A shirt from LSU, where Burrow played in
a traffic stop. These guys were brought down by bad driving. Their car was full of stolen belongings, and the officer asked them where they were going, and they said, "Oh, we're going to Florida." And the officer's like, "Guys,
civilian research
Florida's
complete.
That way." And this is crazy. They had $300,000 worth of valuables from this guy's home. The homeowner.
What a bunch of retards. And how'd they even get pulled over?
We'll see it done.
I bet they're probably speeding. They had a headlight. Like, how do you, if you're driving with a bunch of stuff that you shouldn't have in the car, you need to be, bro, you have to be checking every tail light,
civilian research
every,
complete.
like, inspection
One of our
is
enemies
there.
has finished
Like,
its
because they're not going to just
Our
randomly
fleet has
pull
hit
you
the limit
over
of our
usually,
supply
right?
capacity.
Like,
It's time
and
to
also
put it to
another
good
thing
use.
is that you're done, because like this is on the highway, right? And so if you're on the highway, that means you let a cop run up behind you and run your plates.
Military
because that's how they
structure
get you. Is that they go up behind you, the police cars have a plate reader, the plate
Military
reader
structure
hits the
complete.
numbers, it
Can I
says,
do out?
uh-oh, look at this, and that's it. So the fake plate, they didn't have fake plates, right?
Military
Exactly.
structure
And so
complete.
anyway, stolen
We
vehicle,
are
maybe?
entertaining
Then
offers.
that's really dumb.
The item is
That's
ready.
crazy stupid. If you've got a stolen vehicle, you're doing that.
Civilian research
So
complete.
like, this is insane. Yeah, you gotta be checking all the money. Exactly. Like, you can't even get that straight. It's embarrassing.
Assigned to a 5-year, $275.
You never let a cop pull up behind you like that. You always go to another lane, take an exit off. If they're coming up behind you, you've got to go to, like, do something, slow down, speed up, do something to where they don't get behind you and read your fucking plates.
The strength of the coalition.
Fucking obviously.
Bring
How do you
out
not
the
think
big
like that?
guns. Military research complete.
$1 million contract, which had a $40 million signing bonus, so he's incredibly wealthy. And apparently his home had security
Would've never
guards
happened
there,
to
but
me.
these guys got in when the shift
Military
changed,
structure
revealing
complete.
an incredibly high level
Defense
of sophistication
upgrade
to this raid.
Civilian
And apparently
research complete.
They had planned this out in advance. They did not just show up, break the window, and steal whatever they could find, not knowing whose it was. Yeah. Apparently, the authorities found photos of the home in question on their cell phones that were taken prior to the break-in. And then they discovered something
opted out of bidding.
else that tied them to the owners of this business
Civilian
right here.
structure complete.
4 men arrested for that.
Another structure is in the way.
You can have the phones.
Modular
Like, I mean, you
components
can buy
Civilian
a phone
research
for 50.
complete.
You can buy a smartphone
An
for $50.
allied capital ship has been destroyed.
Like,
Federal
the
prosecutors
item is ready.
Stajinsky. His cell phone is connected to the 2 men who were arrested in that case. So that was the connection to Joe Burrow. They're still trying to sort out all the victims.
I'm not talking about like a burner. I'm not talking flip phone. I'm talking about like a fucking, like, you can buy a smartphone for $50. You can buy a good smartphone for $50. You can do it right now at Walmart. You can buy it with cash. You don't have to give an ID or anything.
An allied capital ship has been destroyed. Military structure complete.
Well, how do you
Bring
get
it out
what
the
good is
big
tomato?
guns.
No, it's a high quality phone.
Identify the problem in this case.
Wow, I think it's either a Samsung
Military
or,
structure complete.
There's like maybe, I think it's T-Mobile. I think it's
Civilian
actually Samsung that
structure
sells them.
complete. Bring it out the big
That is
guns.
way more than some
Done and
casual
dusted.
relationship.
Military
People who ran this
research
business
complete.
were in direct contact with this gang that was out robbing celebrities' homes. And that could mean one of two things. It could mean that the owners of this
Defense
business
upgrade
have the cell
complete.
phone numbers of a lot of people who bring them expensive stuff. After all, there's a lot of businesses on this street that have rare and expensive things. And the last thing you want is for your customer to be standing outside your front door with a briefcase full of this stuff in New York City. It would be incredibly bad for business if one of your customers was followed and tracked down while making a delivery. And if you're headed to a New York City pawn shop or jewelry exchange and you get there and the door's locked, that could be a big problem. So maybe the cell phone connection, not that big of a deal. Or it could mean that these guys were in cahoots and they were in contact with these criminals as
So
they
they're doing the transactions at the business?
Military research complete.
They don't even care.
Another structure is in the way.
Bro,
Military
they don't
structure
even give
complete.
a fuck. Like, this is embarrassing.
Military structure
How is this-
complete.
Oh my god. Max level efficiency? It is. It's super
A minor
I
faction
don't
has been
understand.
convinced
This is
to
crazy.
disrupt
It's been
our
just
plans.
15 years?
This enemy will pay. Military
Your face on
structure
the hat?
complete.
meditating which
Civilian
homes they
structure
were going to
complete.
hit up. Only time will tell, however, if a business gets busted reselling knowingly stolen merch, which they may have helped
Scouts
the
have found a
criminals
colonizable
steal, they
planet.
could be going away for a long
Military structure
time. But
complete.
even if they do, as we touched on earlier, the criminal
The
element that
item
is
is ready.
stealing all of
Planet
this wealth
item
is
complete.
still going to be out there, which means the opportunity to profit from the sale
The
of all
item
those
is
stolen.
ready.
If they're doing
Where
business
do you
with these
need me?
individuals
Our
and they're
planet is
not
under
doing
siege.
proper vetting of the things that they're
Defense
buying,
upgrade
that
complete.
means that they're the ones who are really benefiting from these illegals being in the country. Like, these illegals obviously get money out of it, etc., but they're getting peanuts compared to what these pawn shops and these other places are getting. They're the ones, like, they're the Kia boys, right? They steal a Kia for $50. Well, somebody else takes the Kia, robs a bank, and they make 10 grand. That's really the people making the big money. As long as you know the cashier, leave without signing.
Military structure complete.
I'm pretty sure that I don't know enough about pawn shop.
Military structure
I thought
complete.
you had to sign
How
something
can I
if
be
you
of
sell
service?
something to them that's over a certain amount of value. Is that not true?
Ahead slow. Military structure complete.
You do, yeah, because it's like over
Military research
$1,000,
complete.
right?
Where do you need me? Scouts have found a colonizable planet.
It depends on the state. You do in Texas.
All right. You
Uh-huh,
twisted me
right.
arm.
That's what I thought. You have to give ID. Yes. It's over $100.
Reading you loud and clear. Military structure complete.
Stolen items will still be there as well, and the opportunity to
made
make
the right
money
choice.
supplying these criminals with the
Comlink
one thing they need to
active.
do their dirty work. That's not
The
going
item
anywhere
is
either.
ready. Yes, Commander. At once.
No, that's a tax form.
Need
So criminals, gang members, thugs, there's a lot of people like that living in New York right now. And they need to arm themselves to get up in the morning and go about doing what they're here to do. Which creates an opportunity for people in possession of things that are banned to sell them and make a lot of money because they've got a lot of customers who need those things to go about accosting others, stealing, robbing, home invading, etc. And sadly, this criminal opportunity has attracted people to New York who are just the absolute worst of the worst.
These are some of the worst criminals suspected Tren de Aragua gang members, allegedly making money selling guns on the streets of the city.
How can I be of
service? They had no clue they were selling to undercover NYPD officers.
Military structure complete.
Wow.
The item is ready. Can I do out?
When Trump said they're not sending their best, I didn't know how right he was. I didn't even understand that.
The strength of the coalition.
That's incredible.
Police commissioner.
So in New York, you've got so many criminals that one gang can make money arming other gangs who make money using
military research complete.
Stealing and exploiting the rest of the city. And apparently, this recent gang bust saw 10 members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua all busted for selling weapons. And apparently, these criminals had quite an arsenal of fully automatic devices, and they were also in the United States without permission. But apparently, they were making money supplying New York's growing criminal underworld.
Which is stupid. Like, why would you even have an automatic weapon to begin with? Like, unless you're fighting other gangs, you're never going to need that.
Reconfigured.
You're breaking into houses that nobody's there in the first place. It's just stupid.
You've made a wise acquisition.
With the tools of its trade. And they only came here because this is a sanctuary city with soft on crime laws and a defunded police force. Something that's pretty obvious to see when you look at the statistics around moped crime and how it's exploded here. With snatch and grab robberies in this city going from non-existent to a daily occurrence. But apparently, arming an ever-growing population of criminals here locally wasn't enough for these guys, and they were exporting their operations to other states.
Cat says their criminal activity includes other crimes reaching further than the city.
And included Connecticut, Pennsylvania,
You got
Texas,
the full weight
Florida,
of a starbase at your
When
disposal.
confronted during a buy and bust operation, the NYPD says the gang members put up a fight.
Scouts have found a colonizable planet.
So these guys apparently they didn't want to go down without a fight. The police knew coming into this that these were violent criminals. But it gets
That's crazy that they're actually going to go against the police too. Jesus.
Can I do out? The strength of
Hey,
the
Texas,
coalition.
were you a supporter? No, bro. Like, absolutely
Our
not.
ally
Like, I
has
don't support this
completed
shit at all.
construction of
even
a
worse
Titan.
because look at this. One of the guys that they took down has prior arrests for weapon possession.
Your
Wait, so he
influence
has
is
prior
muted.
arrests.
We have a deal.
But I thought he wasn't supposed
Where
to be
do you
here.
need me?
Let this be a lesson. Next time,
And
pay
that's
up.
incredibly serious.
The
Weapons are
item
no
is
joke
ready.
here. You're not even
The
allowed to have them in
strength of
certain
the
parts of town.
coalition.
And if you get caught with an illegal one, that's a felony, which is
Military
supposed to
structure
come with
complete.
prison time. Yet this guy somehow
We'll
still had his
see it
freedom. He
done.
was living life as a criminal without a care in the world. And what kind of backwards message does that send to people who want to come here and be dangerous? We got signs all over Midtown where I'm at right now
Didn't
saying
they read the sign where it said you're not supposed to have a gun? You're telling me he didn't
What did
listen
it
to
mean,
the sign?
Mimako?
The strength of the
What
coalition.
the hell is this?
Fleet
you
created.
can't have weapons, yet
item
when people
is
get
ready.
caught with them, nothing happens to them. That's
They
why
can't
you've
read,
got
no,
An
but they
allied
have the
capital
thing with
ship
like
has
the
been
gun,
destroyed.
and then there's a circle
Military
around with a
research
line
complete.
over it. It says
All
no.
hands on deck.
You don't need to read it.
that are here selling them illegally, and that's why you've got people that are using them to commit crime all over town, and apparently also in other parts of the country where they're invading
Military
the homes
structure
of wealthy.
I think that he was just breaking the law intentionally. I think that he didn't respect the law. I think that's the truth. He didn't care what the
individuals
sign
to
said.
rob them and then sell whatever they stole on the streets of New York.
Tren de Aragua, or TDA, is a violent gang from Venezuela. On social media, police say they display
allied
their
capital
criminal
ship has been
enterprise
destroyed.
and how they're expanding day by day here in the city.
Another structure is in the way.
Almost exclusively.
The item is ready.
And engage
and criminality.
So there you have it. These gangs, these criminals, they didn't get here by accident. No, they came here because this is the perfect place.
It would logically make sense, right? Because like, there's not a lot of like, I would assume that a lot of the like agriculture jobs would be like much further down south. Like New York is fucking cold. There's snow here. So like, what job are you gonna do? So you're gonna come into America. You're probably coming through Mexico. Like, I mean, maybe not, right? But in a lot of cases, I would assume through Mexico. And you're coming in
the
here.
Coalition reporting in.
Like, and you go all the way to New York. Like, bro, you're going there to do something specific. Crime tourism? Yeah, exactly. Canada too? Yeah, but like, it would make sense that more people would be coming from Mexico. But you're right, Canada, of course, is going to have some.
Complete. Military research complete.
What they want to do. And based on what our country's learned about some of these gangs, like this Tren de Aragua, everyone should have seen this coming. Because this one group in particular, they are human exploiters. It underpins every single crime they're involved in. And asylum seekers in New York City.
I find the most incredible thing to me about this, above everything, is the fact that it's done so brazenly with absolutely no consideration of like, am I going to get in trouble or not? That's what's so shocking to me about this. It's that it's not that it's happening. Of course it's happening, but that people are doing it in plain sight and they don't even care.
Civilian research complete.
Like they don't give a shit. Like they're just doing it.
Where do you need
That's how it is in South America? I don't know about that. People actually defend this? I don't know.
There's reported being approached by gang members demanding that they join their gang and start committing crimes. Saying no would result in someone being branded an outsider. A fate nobody living in a government-funded homeless shelter that bans police from entering wants, because in these places the only morals come from the criminals that have taken them over. And of course these aren't the only criminals that have come here because of what New York City...
You can't expect the migrants to hold each other accountable. It's not their job. Number one, it's the police's job, and number two, it's like, yeah, if they get taken over
How can I be of service?
Like, I don't really in a lot of places like fault the citizens for like having extremism inside of their country, because the extremists, if you don't cooperate with them, they'll kill you, right?
Civilian research
of course they're going to do that.
People get away with. We've got this theft ring of criminals from Chile who were here to do business and sell things to corrupt establishments that have a legitimate presence in this city. And we know that terror watch list suspects were apprehended at the U.S. southern border over the last few years and then disappeared into the country. This is incredibly frightening. And all of this crime and lawlessness is enabled by sanctuary city policies that bar the police here from cooperating with ICE. And when you stack on top of that...
Oh my God.
The item is ready.
How do people put up with this shit? This is shocking.
That our lax justice system, this entire place is just a playground for criminals to learn and perfect a trade they should never be engaged in the first place. What do you think about that? Are New York City's rules the reason we've got budding criminal empires sprouting up all over the place here? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
Adam 20.
I cannot fucking believe that people put up with this bullshit. How do people put up with this? It's a PvP server, yes. It's shocking. Chile is the only South American country currently within a visa waiver program where technically they allow criminals to enter illegally as tourists. Now an entire country is at risk to lose its benefit because some losers think they can outsmart the police. Well, none of this would have been a problem if the police were able to go after them in the first place. And that's the issue. It's that, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of guys from Chile who probably want to come to the U.S. and there's no problems, right? It's not an issue. I think that's probably the vast majority.
Another structure
you've got
is
a
in the
couple
way.
of problem boys doing this, and now everybody's losing their fucking mind. Yeah, crypto scams or migrant burglaries, pick one. I would rather have crypto scams because everybody opts into a crypto scam, nobody opts into a burglary. Yep, so I know this is like just a totally stupid, irrelevant, fucking, like, dumb question that nobody should even be asking. But to the extent that you would ask, that's the answer. That's what I think. So, yeah.
Bring it out the big guns.
Can you imagine police being proposed, these policies being proposed during the Cold War era? I don't even know. I have no idea. Did they even bother to take fingerprints of any person entering, like, in Asia? I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. And Democrats create PvP zones and claim to be the victims for others to generate a solution that they complain about the solution.
Scouts have found
I just think that there's so much dissonance that goes on with this that it's shocking to me that it's even happening. It really is. It's amazing for me to see this. And I should tweet this at Trump. Yeah, I should. Somebody needs to figure this shit out. It's embarrassing.
Civilian research complete.
It really is. And I can't believe that people in New York, there's enough people in New York that are okay with this, that they keep this policy going. Yeah, it's
military
insane.
Structure complete. Need something destroyed.
Why are the Fens spawning on these? What do you mean?
Civilian research complete.
Yeah. Crypto is for stealing for smart criminals. Yeah, exactly. And Trump would love to go after NYC. I think they should. I mean, I think they should go after like any of these like sanctuary cities things. I think it's outrageous that it's even a reality. It even exists in the first place, right? Like I do. I think it's ridiculous. People like AOC are the ones defending it. I just can't see how you can defend this kind of stuff and think that it's anything other than bad. Like, I don't see it anywhere. Sanctuary cities should be unconstitutional.
Scouts have found a colonizable planet.
I'm in shock that they're not already.
Modular components reconfigured.
Military structure I don't see how it even exists. So, yeah.
Where do you need me? Hey,
can't the federal government do something? I don't think so, but I'm not sure.
Military research complete.
As my Nuxnor video about Hassan today was insane. I haven't seen that.
The item is ready.
I have no idea. Remember the AOC clip saying that they are shoplifting bread? Well, if you're this is the thing, is that like it's an emotional argument that immediately falls apart under any sort of logical inspection. If you're stealing bread, then the person that's selling the bread needs to make the money from the bread to buy their own bread.
Civilian research
complete. So if you're stealing their bread, then they don't have money to buy their own bread, and now nobody has any fucking bread.
Complete.
So it doesn't work. It's like if you take something from somebody else, then that doesn't mean that it just magically appears. And it's just there's the bread tree, and you just have more bread that grows off of it, and that's it. And yeah, I mean, if you're stealing people's groceries, then I think it's a problem
An allied capital ship has been destroyed.
Or buy ingredients to make bread, and then nobody can get any. Yeah, exactly. Well, you've never been hungry. That's all. You cannot, like, I don't fault people for stealing. Like, whenever you need to make a living and you need to survive, I'm not going to tell somebody that they should die. But what I am going to say is that you cannot exist in a society that allows people to steal things.
All right.
Both things
you
are true.
Twisted me arm.
It is true that, of course, I would not fault somebody for acting in a way that ensures their survival.
We'll see
of course not. But you also can't allow this to happen as a default.
You don't have to tell us twice.
Yeah, emotional argument and these. Yeah, of course it is, right? I mean, what else could you possibly
Military
expect?
Structure complete.
And are people seriously comparing stealing Louis Vuitton with survival? What the fuck is this conversation? Well, even if you're stealing food, it's still a problem. And also, in a lot of cases, like, there's a bunch of food banks here in Austin that you can get food from. And so if you really need food, in a lot of cases, there are places that will provide you with food for free. So if food is the legitimate problem, then I think that that's probably not why you're stealing in a lot of cases. Now, the big problem is things like diapers and baby formula. Like, that's the kind of stuff that is like, it's a necessity, but at the same time, it's not always provided for free. So it's not even really food, it's things like that, for example. In Austin, I'm sure it's the same probably in New York, too. New York's a pretty liberal city, same as Austin is, right? So, yeah. Bro, a month ago we talked about murder is bad or not, and now we're talking about stealing is bad. Well, a lot of people think that it's okay to do things that are bad to people as long as the people that they don't like are having it happen to them. That's generally the mindset that a lot of people have. It's an unfortunate mindset, but it's become very prevalent over the years.
Reporting in.
So be it.
Civilian research
There's
complete.
A lot of homeless people that are in New York. New York City just banned homeless people from the subway. I wonder why. I wonder what could possibly have been the reason for that.
Beneath the glimmering sidewalks of Herald Square, homeless outreach workers are pleading with a man with bare feet. Others approach another man who refuses to move.
This breaks my heart right here.
Mayor Adams Homes is determined to change.
So every winter when temperatures
Civilian
drop, the
research
subway sadly
complete.
turns into a place of refuge for New York City's homeless. And while the city has plans to relocate unhoused individuals out of America's largest public transit network, activists
Military
say the
structure
homeless have a
complete.
right to use the subway how they see fit.
You see how they got? Look.
Planet item complete.
What if you're a fat ass?
Military structure complete.
Like, I mean, damn. Yeah, that's bad. You stop it? Oh, that's true.
To use the subway how they see fit since it's open to the public.
Civilian
But as it
research
turns out,
complete.
The mayor has plans to change that.
We are getting a better idea of the progress being
You've made a
under
wise
the
acquisition.
administration's controversial overnight homeless outreach program.
This is a picture-perfect example of why we should not be saying he has a right to be out here. He doesn't know he needs help.
An allied capital ship has been destroyed.
The item is ready.
They're not committing
Jesus
a crime
Christ.
per se here, but this is a symptom of a larger problem.
Yeah, it is.
Sad-looking storefronts here underground, where you could once grab a slice or a newspaper or a coffee. Of 195 retail spaces in the subway
Military
system,
structure
only
complete.
52 of them are
An
open
allied
for
capital
business.
ship has been
Vacancy
destroyed.
rate at nearly
We are
75%.
entertaining offers.
Military structure complete.
I don't want my boys walking around that. I don't feel
Military
safe
structure
when we
complete.
see that.
It's about
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, because the thing is that this is another one of those situations, like what I was telling about.
Where do
before,
you need me?
is that
Military structure
I've had to deal with
complete.
a lot. Like, this is in Austin, right? You think Austin gives a fuck about homeless people? Like, we don't give a fuck. Like, the cops don't give a fuck. Like, nobody gives a fuck.
An allied
So,
capital
like, you
ship
just
has
got
been
homeless people, they're
destroyed.
building rust
Civilian
bases.
research complete.
They're building whole, but they got 2-story rust bases under a bridge.
Military
Like,
research
I take
complete.
pictures of it, right? Because it's like, damn, that's crazy. I never thought. I didn't even think you could do that. Yeah, Hobotopia. Yeah, exactly, right. Honestly, it's impressive.
Item complete,
I
Commander.
kind of like looking at them, right? And so show it. No, and so like the cops don't care. Like nobody cares. But I do think that like the problem is that every once in a while you do have one of them that's like aggro, right? And like this is the
Planet
it's the same
item
thing what I said
complete.
before about how like kind of
An allied capital
99%
ship
of
has
these
been
people are
destroyed.
just fucking,
Military
like,
research
their life
complete.
sucks so bad. They
You
don't want to have
opted out
anything
of
to do with you.
bidding.
They just want to sit there and like exist.
Our
But the
allies'
1%
Titan
that's
has
like
been
hostile
destroyed
or
in battle.
aggressive, they're the ones that everybody thinks about, right? 90% mental illness, yeah. Yeah, you
Our
pull that.
fleet is
Yeah,
under
you
attack.
want to pull aggro on that 1%, right?
Understanding our responsibility to help people who
Yeah.
are in
This
desperate
could put a
need
target
but
on
just
our heads.
can't recognize it themselves.
Yeah.
And there's nothing respectful about leaving somebody to rot.
That's actually a really good point.
Shoots
Is
down.
that
The
a
item
lot of
is
the
ready.
I
We'll
think that they
destroy
usually don't
every
have
last
places to
one of
go
them.
in a lot of
I
cases.
put the laughter in
And sometimes
slaughter.
they do, but
Shields
like
down.
for whatever
Let's
reason they
make
can't
some
go
martyrs.
there. And
Shields
it's
down.
just
We should take evasive
very
action.
problematic.
Armor stripped.
Extremely
This is gonna
problematic.
hurt. Civilian
But
research
like, if you
complete.
put these people
We'll
in a
see
place
it
with the
done.
public, you're gonna have a lot of friction, and it's gonna create. It's gonna be bad for everybody. It's bad for the homeless people, and it's bad for the public too.
How can I
It's
be
like
of
everybody
service?
loses.
You don't have to tell us twice. We'll destroy every last one of them. Let's make some martyrs.
No, he's just a psycho.
Shields
Like, I mean, you set
down.
people on fire.
Watch
Like,
those crippled.
normal
We
people
can't
don't set
take
other normal
much
people
more.
on fire, right? Like that's psycho behavior.
Starting to say the subway is turning into an
Eradicate those
underground
filthy rats.
wasteland. And we're
Watching
going
the
to
links
investigate this
compromise.
wasteland
We're
to see
breaking
how bad
apart.
it really is.
Armor
But what
down.
nobody wants to
We're in
admit is that
serious
you can
trouble.
drastically decrease the number of people living down here if you do more to help them live somewhere else.
Yeah.
But our subway is actually a mess.
Shields
of New
down.
York
We should
City's
take
own making
evasive
with
action.
crime and lawlessness.
Planet
So out
item
of control
complete.
down here, there
The
is still
item
a
is
force of
ready.
National Guard troops.
Yeah, they got a lot of people down there. Like this is what they need to do. Like, because, I mean, the thing is that if you, it's like a problem that gets worse.
I put the
So,
laughter in slaughter. How
If
the
you know that you
they
can go
criminaled
down
us.
there and act with
Military research
you're gonna
complete.
have way more people.
Watch
doing
those
it.
cripples. We
Everybody's
can't
gonna be
take
doing it
much
because
more.
now
An
you
allied
know
colony
that's
has
where
been
you can
lost.
go and do that.
Armor
And so
down.
you have to
We're
have
in
these people
serious
there, and it makes
trouble.
itself worse.
An
and worse and
allied
worse.
capital
It's a
ship has
snowball
been
effect, exactly.
destroyed. Item complete. Armor breach! We're defenseless! We'll destroy every last one of them! Where is good as dead? Shields down. We should take evasive action.
Our fleet has hit the limit of our supply capacity. It's time to put it to good use.
Eradicate those filthy rats!
The lawlessness down here also includes fare evasion, which costs the city roughly $700 million a year in financial losses.
Let's make some martyrs! Armor
If
down!
it costs
We're in
$700
serious
million
trouble!
to have fair
Shields
losses,
down. We should take
wouldn't
evasive
it just
action.
be better to have somebody there and pay them like $100 grand a year to just stop them from doing that? Like, because I feel like if you have the
How
law,
the-
like,
they
who
crippled
saves
us!
a bunch of fucking money?
Our cannon is itching for a target.
But why did they not figure this out?
So be it.
700 million is
We're
nothing.
as good
Yeah,
as
but
dead.
10 million to pay the guys
Armor
to sit
down.
there is even.
We're in serious trouble.
So I feel like it makes sense.
Bunch of the links compromised. We're breaking apart.
Military research
Yeah,
complete.
it's crazy. No, the
How
thing is
the-
like
They crippled us. Entering phase
who knows where the money goes?
Where
Yeah,
do you
I
need
know.
me?
It just does it. Japan has a system like that. Yeah, no, that,
don't
that's what
have
I would,
to tell us
yeah,
twice.
for sure.
Entering
You
phase
can't have people
space.
that are crossing the
How
shit
the-
and not
They
paying.
crippled us.
What the fuck?
We're as good as dead.
Like,
We're
everybody
as good
did
as
that and
dead.
you couldn't run the system.
Shields are down.
Civilian research
Automatic
complete.
turrets.
Armor down. We're in serious trouble. Item complete. Shields down.
Oh,
We should take
shit,
evasive
they got
action.
the turrets?
Shields down. We should take evasive action.
Damn, all right.
When the
All
MTA
right.
arrests fare beaters, they tend
Our
to
fleet
have
is under
active
attack.
warrants. On top of that, a high-profile
What a
court case
surprise.
involving Jordan Neely, a homeless street performer with
Yeah.
42 prior arrests, has city officials admitting more people could unknowingly be putting themselves and others in harm's way. And that brings us to the real reason why the city is now taking
Yeah.
drastic steps to move people who are
42. Oh no, that dude. Yeah, that dude went ape shit. That dude was going wild.
Military research complete.
homeless, living in
So
the subway,
weird.
out of it.
Can
It
I do
puts
out?
people with mental health issues at risk.
Like, and
it's
that's
not
the thing is that Jordan guy.
You've
like,
got the
that
full
guy-
weight of a starbase at your disposal.
I mean,
Aye.
obviously somebody
Can
needs
I
to
do
stop him
out?
because he's coming at somebody with a knife, right?
Where do you need me?
Obviously. But he should have never been in public to begin with.
Item complete.
Military
Like,
research
realistically, He
complete.
should have never been there.
Bringing
He
out
should
the
have been
big
in a mental
guns.
institution. He should have been in jail.
The
he
item
should have
is
been
ready.
in a place where people were
Can
taking
I
care
do
of him.
out?
There's just something wrong with him. There's something massively wrong with him. And if you don't do that, you put everybody at risk. And this is the problem that people... Greenland, yeah, exactly. That's why we're buying Greenland. We're going to put all of them in Greenland.
fair for a city that spends as much money as New York does every year not to
Yeah.
do more to help people who think this is the only place they have to stay. And with the city
Because
set to
you think
activate
about
its-
how much money
Can I
the
do
state
out?
spent on Jordan, not Jordan Neely, but what's the guy that killed him? I forgot his name. Daniel Penny. How much money the state spent on Daniel Penny pursuit?
Civilian research complete.
Millions. Like, I'm talking about
An allied
millions
capital
and
ship has
millions
been
of dollars
destroyed.
Spent dealing with this guy, processing him, getting him around, trials, conversations.
Another structure is in the
interviews
way.
with the fucking
Item
media.
complete.
Millions of dollars. When you could have just spent
You've made a wise
maybe $1 million
acquisition.
to keep this guy taken care
Done
of.
and
that's it.
dusted. Civilian
That
research
all did.
complete.
The West has become too tolerant to people that misbehave. The problem is that it is a form of self-indulgent tolerance
Where
that
do you
is
need me?
built around trying to make a person feel good and not trying to solve a problem. So these people care more about doing what is optically the right thing, but they don't care about actually solving the problem.
Civilian research complete.
Because, like, and this
Military
is what I was saying
research
before
complete.
about how it's like this performative, selfish empathy that people have. I think this is a great example of it right here.
Defense upgrade complete.
Activism starts when action starts, or stops when action starts. Yeah, exactly. Does the U.S. have forceful institutionalization? I mean, like,
Our
for, like,
ally has
crazy,
completed
crazy
construction of a
extremes,
Titan.
yeah. But we used to, and the system we used to have was also really,
The
really, really
item
bad.
is ready.
So we got rid of it.
An
we
allied
let
capital
them
ship
loose.
has been destroyed.
It's all
Time
performance.
to
Yeah.
bid.
That's
Place
it.
am I.
A bullet probably only
Military
costs a few
structure
cents, right?
complete.
You can't shoot
Heavy
people that
battle
are
cruiser
crazy
online.
because, like,
Weapon
the thing is
modules
that
awaiting
this is the way I
selection.
see
The
it.
item is ready and
Like,
so
if
are
you
we.
like I pay my taxes every year.
Titan has been destroyed in
my
battle.
family pays their taxes every year. If we have somebody in the family that's nuts, I would want my tax money to go towards the government taking care of that person. And so, like, you can't just shoot the crazy people because those people's families have paid into this system to take care of them.
An allied capital ship has been destroyed.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
How can I be of service?
It can't be. Taxation is not theft.
Civilian research complete. An allied capital ship has been destroyed.
If the government can define ownership, they can also define what is not ownership. You don't own anything.
The item is ready. Civilian structure complete. Civilian research complete.
It's all a construct.
Defense upgrade complete.
Controversial congestion pricing scheme, which will tax drivers who refuse
Civilian
to use
structure
the subway.
complete.
The powers that be have decided that if they're going to punish
be a
everyone
lesson.
who doesn't
Next
use
time,
our
pay
dangerous
up.
public transit networks, they better not do it while also punishing the homeless by neglecting them. But
Military research complete.
Efforts to help people move out of this place
Item
aren't
complete.
exactly going as planned.
See, I just
An
wish that all
allied
those
capital ship has
protesters
been
that
destroyed.
want to go and sing
Time
and
is
talk about
short.
how bad Donald Trump is and scream and screech outside of his fucking building. Why aren't you over here on the subways helping these crazy people?
Civilian research complete.
Like, some of these people are not even crazy. They're just, life is fucked, right?
How can I be of
like
service?
Their leg doesn't work or
Civilian
something.
structure
like,
complete.
Like, every single time I see a protest somewhere, it's like, how can you be protesting some bullshit like this
The
when you have
item is
people that
ready.
are homeless? Like, if you just took your time and you put your gas money for $5, everybody put $5 together, make these people food, help them do something, it would be instantly, it's hard. Yeah, exactly, right? Well, that takes actual work. And it's a lot easier to go outside the Trump building and, oh, right. Yeah, I'm fighting fascism. Uh-huh.
Military structure complete.
Pathetic.
So here we are at the 34th Street
Defense
Square
upgrade
subway
complete.
terminal, which is quite large, quite warm, and sadly has become a visual display of the humanitarian crisis taking place beneath the streets of New York City. In fact, this particular area where we're standing right now with this green backdrop here, this used to be the entrance to a mall, which has
Civilian
become
research
abandoned, and
complete.
it's a place where people have been sleeping in the evenings. At least that was what was going on down here until the city decided to take steps to stop that from happening. Steps which many say are extremely controversial. At the same time, look at this place. It's loud, it's bright, there's dripping water, there's trash all over the place. This is not...
It's a shithole. It's obviously a shithole. Like, over in Europe, it's... Oh, some places in Europe it's like this. In China, it's not like this as much. In Japan, it seems like it's not. This is a shithole. It's disgusting.
Somebody should be trying to live on a full-time
Civilian
basis,
research
that's for sure.
complete.
And city officials
Military
are
structure
defending their
complete.
plans as being necessary
The
to help
item
those
is
who may not
ready.
be able to help
Bring
themselves.
it out the big guns.
Said today that Jordan Neely should have
Bring
been
it
removed
out
from
the
subway.
big guns.
She's promising a new series of policies to address the state's mental health crisis.
Civilian research complete. An allied capital ship has been destroyed.
So here you have a group of police and outreach workers who invited the press to come with them to
An
this very
allied
same
capital
subway
ship has been
terminal
destroyed.
While they went about contacting, that's what they call it when they interact with people.
Military
who might
research
appear
complete.
To be unhoused. And the New
I
York
live in
Post.
London. It's not bad.
Tom Channel open.
I bet.
I'll try
the
to
reason
help.
I said not Europe is that I think that
Following
Europe
orders,
has a lot of disparities.
but we'll need suppressing fire.
I bet there are places.
Let's
in
get
Europe
there
that are
safe
really
and
bad,
sound.
and there's other
Let's
places
see if
that
we can scrape our way out of this.
That's the only reason.
We'll
I said that.
destroy every
Unhoused-
last one of them.
So people, the unhoused language.
Our fleet is
it's like
under attack.
undocumented immigrant.
Let's just hope this is worth it.
Like, if I go and I steal something from a store, am I an unreceipted?
Shields
Am
are
I
down.
an unreceipted
I
customer?
won't last long
No, of
out
course
here.
not. It is soft language that's meant to be a euphemism to make people think more positively about the group of people. That's what it is. It's annoying. Never play into it. They're homeless and they're illegal immigrants. It's that simple. Any other language
This
is
could put a
lie.
target on our heads.
tagged along
Let's
says that
just hope
96
this is
individuals
worth it.
were found to be
Shields
sleeping
down.
in this one
Brace for
terminal. And
impact.
there's an
Armor
extremely high
down.
likelihood
We're
that
in
if this
serious trouble.
investigation had taken place in more places
I don't want to be
than
space
just
junk.
this,
Racist take? Is that my racist? Well, I guess I'm a
On it,
racist.
but I don't like our odds. Let's see if we can scrape our way out of this.
You want to think I'm
Shields
a
are
racist? Go
down.
ahead.
I won't last long out here. No armor. We won't last long. Systems
that the sad state
failing.
of
We're
affairs down here
crippled.
would be
We're
even
not
more
gonna
obvious.
make it.
Furthermore, this tag
Strap
along only
in. This
included
could get
a stop
messy.
in this
man.
terminal. They didn't
Shields
ride the
down.
train,
Repeat.
where there are
Shields
many
down.
people who sadly are
Armor
coming out
down.
of their
We're
temporary
taking
home,
direct
although
hits
the total
now.
number of
Watch
homeless
those
living in
cripples.
the subway
We
is
can't take
unknown.
much
These
more.
articles
Bring
estimate
it
it to
out
be
the
as
big
high as
guns.
4,100 people.
Watch
There
them
could be
make
more people
compromise.
living down
We're
here in
breaking
a
apart.
subway than in
Armor
some
down.
small
We're in
towns
serious
in
trouble.
America. Which
Oh my
is shocking.
God.
However, what's even
Space.
more shocking is
We're
that the
wide
city's
open.
efforts to help
Armor's
move
been
people
breached.
from here to an actual place which has been set aside for them to stay haven't exactly
Repairs needed.
been
We're
working.
crippled.
Nurses,
Mayday!
social
Mayday!
workers
We're
are teaming
going
up with
down.
New York City police
No
officers.
armor.
Part of the mayor's
We're
latest
falling
initiative
apart
to
here.
offer
Need
shelter
immediate
and services to
assistance.
the homeless.
Military research complete.
Voluntarily commit
Shields
those
are
with severe
down.
mental
I
illness
won't last
or
long out
mental
here.
So this is the part where things get
We're going
controversial.
down.
Every night you've got
Armor
these
down.
outreach teams
We're
that
in serious
scour the
trouble.
subway looking for
Shields are
folks
down.
who might
I
be
won't
down
last
here,
long
might not
out
have
here.
anywhere else to go.
Our
and
fleet
their
is under
goal
attack.
is to help them
How
go
the-
somewhere
they
better
crippled
than
us.
this. And the way this
The
is done
item
is
is
by
ready.
approaching an individual who
Armor
might
down.
be sleeping
We're
or
in
lounging
serious
about the
trouble.
platform and asking
Shields
them if
down.
they need assistance,
Brace
which
for
activists say
impact. Watch those
constitutes
cripples.
harassment
We
while
can't
ignoring the
take much
inhuman.
more. Time is short.
Activists say it constitutes harassment. Well, why aren't activists doing anything that constitutes help?
So be it.
Oh, that's right.
You've made a
Because
wise
they're activists.
acquisition.
They act like they're helping.
Of letting people think this dangerous environment is the only place they've got to stay. However, the New York Post says of the 96 people
Make
who
it
were
fast.
contacted and asked if they
Systems
needed assistance,
calibrated.
only
An
16
Allied
agreed
capital
to
ship has been
accept, yet the city
destroyed.
does have the authority to involuntarily commit people who
Need
could be a
something
danger to
destroyed?
themselves and
Times
others.
of
Something the
war
government
are
wishes they
upon
should
us.
do.
By the way, it's not even
All
a question.
packed up and ready to go.
Says could have saved Jordan Neely, who was part of an altercation in the subway, which made national headlines. And sadly, the governor makes a good point.
Our
If you've
ally
got
has
people
completed
living in the
construction
subway
of a
who
Titan.
are not in the right frame of mind to take care of themselves and nothing is done, those people are at risk.
They put everybody at risk, and they cost the city a lot of money. Like, let's say there's another Jordan Neely, and you know, he gets choked out or killed. Well, this is going to be like the train is delayed, everybody's upset,
Weapon
there's a
modules
bunch of
awaiting
police that
selection.
come
Military
down, there's a
research
trial.
complete.
This is collectively millions
The
of
item
dollars
is
of a
ready.
problem. $1 million problem. Multi-million-dollar problems. You can't let that shit happen. Shelters close the door till morning. You can't do drugs in there. That's why they won't go.
Time is
Okay,
short.
well, I mean, if they're just sitting there smoking crack, then just
Item is complete
arrest
and
them.
online.
Like, I mean, you gotta do something, right? I mean, like, you can't have somebody doing that. I mean, that's not okay. That's it. Yeah.
We'll see it done.
3 months.
Can I do
Roughly
outs?
1/3 have accepted care, including treatment. The critics say that he should have a right to be in a public subway system on a public street, and he shouldn't be harassed by the city or by the police.
And the critics are so far removed from what everyday New Yorkers want.
Thank you. Bro, 100 fucking %. And that's not a New Yorkers thing. Anybody
Military
anywhere
research
would think
complete.
that. It's completely fucking right. Absolutely.
This morning.
So this report says 5,000 people have been approached by these outreach teams with
Your
better
influence
results
is
than were
noted.
witnessed in this
We have
very
a
same
deal.
trial. And Mayor Adams
Place
has had
your
some
bids,
incredibly
you
harsh words for
scallywags.
progressive critics who say people should be allowed to live in the subway full time with no intervention because it's a public
The
place.
item
He
is
says not
ready.
only is doing something like that inhumane, it is the opposite of what New Yorkers, average New Yorkers, are actually in favor of. Because
He's
average
completely right. He's absolutely right. Adam sucks, though. What is that? Why would you even say that? He just said something that's accurate.
Time is short.
What are you thinking about
You
something
don't have
else
to
he said
tell
in the
us
past
twice.
that's unrelated to this? What? What are you even doing? Yeah, he's right about this. That's it.
New Yorkers know how much money
Trigger word
they
Andy.
are paying in taxes, and when they get on the subway and they want to ride it, and they're either unable to, or there's no room to get a seat because someone happens to be
Need
living there, they
something
say to
destroyed?
themselves, where is this money going if it's not being used to take care of people who have nothing? At the same time, 2025 is a local election year here in the city, which some say has a lot to do with why new steps are being taken to change how
Next
things
time,
have been
place
getting
a
done.
bid.
And what's going to happen is that I bet what's going to happen in New York is the same thing that happened like in a lot of places, is that because people that are like of a liberal leaning refuse to
An
address
allied
and
capital
solve this
ship has been
problem,
destroyed.
people will go towards a much more right-wing solution
Item
than what they
complete.
actually want.
Military
because of how
research
fed up
complete.
they are with the problem. And that's what's going to happen. They completely ignore it. Yeah, exactly. We're already there. Yeah, no, and I think that, like, I'm not, like, I don't live there, right? But, like, I heard that's kind of what happened in the Philippines. And it's, like, also, to a degree, what happened in El Salvador, too. It's an overcorrection. Yeah.
Because every single time people see
Argentina?
a person
The item is ready.
sleeping in the subway or on a bus, it looks to them like there is a lack of leadership on this issue. At the same time, the mayor and the police commissioners say that they're fighting an uphill battle. City laws only allow them to do so much to help people who might be in a vulnerable, bad situation, and they want state laws to be passed to enable them to do more. And the specific thing they're looking at doing is codifying what is called involuntary removal.
This is a guy. He's got his
An
skills
allied
on his
capital
head.
ship
This
has
is
been
a
destroyed.
Yeah, the right thing.
Military
to do is to let
research
this guy
complete.
just shamble around until something goes wrong. And here's another component to this. So we had a guy like this in Austin, and he was like really well liked. He was a homeless guy, but he was old, and people
Entering
beat the fuck out of him.
space.
And it was like a big
An allied
story
capital ship
here
has
in
been
Austin.
destroyed.
Everybody knew about it here in Austin. And the people like this are vulnerable. And like if you're going and you're in this situation,
We'll see
you're
it
gonna have
done.
people that are also homeless. You talking about Leslie? Nah, is another guy. It's the guy that looked like Santa. Leslie was different. The picture of Dr. Pepper ads on a box? Yeah, exactly, right? And so, yeah, it was this really old homeless guy. Everybody loved him, right? And then people beat the fuck out of him. And these people are actually, like, they're victims because also, like, if you're a violent person, I mean, this is a movie, right? So, like, this isn't really, like, a great example. But, like, you remember whenever, like, Patrick Bateman kills, like, this random homeless guy in like, American Psycho? Well, I mean, fuck, we just had one of these things happen very recently, right? Like that that crazy guy lit that woman on
Bringing
fire.
out the big guns. Time is short.
So yeah, no, I mean like
Bringing out
that's
the
and dog,
big
yeah,
guns.
exactly, right.
Modular
And so
components
that happens all the time.
reconfigured.
Exactly. So it's like you think that you're trying to like do this person a favor by like have them out there. Like somebody out there, like a bad person, sees this as a punching bag. That's just what it is, because that's what people do.
Our
Like,
allies'
people
Titan has
just-
been
there's
destroyed
bad
in
people
battle.
out there, right? And they'll do that. And it's again,
Military
it's
research
the,
complete.
It's the denial and the
Bringing
delusion
out
of
the
reality
big guns.
that causes this form of extremely toxic altruism.
Bringing out the big guns.
You've made a wise acquisition.
Yeah, he's not from here.
Should not be saying he has a right to be out there. He doesn't know he needs help. We have to give him that.
Now, progressive policies say that it would be wrong to intervene in a man's life when he is spiraling out of control because doing so would take away his right to self-determination and the pursuit of happiness as he sees fit. And for a long time, various leaders of New York have treated the subway as just another public space and have made people feel bad about their desire to see people who are there and are obviously in distress.
Well, he's gonna die then? Yeah, no, I mean, like, if you want to look at it and say, like, well, it's a battle royale, that's fine. Okay, sure. But, like, whenever this guy gets stabbed and beaten up, and then he's dead the next
Military
day,
research
then,
complete.
you know, that's kind of on you because you let that happen. Like, you know, you let the, yeah, that's just how it is. It's free will. Yeah, no, for sure. Well, also,
so be it.
The thing is, too, that when you just rage on Christmas, I mean, I'm not really mad about, like, I'm not mad. I honestly, I think this is just sad, right? It's sad. And,
you
know,
have
those
to tell
people
us
that are
twice.
fake statement as fuck, yeah, attacking
Item
progressives,
complete.
yeah, it's outrageous. The sad thing is society won't care. That's
Heavy
libertarian, not
battlecruiser
progressive.
online.
Sure, but
Weapon
people are gonna have
modules
whatever
awaiting
opinion.
selection.
In some way, something that would also make
stupid.
America's largest public transit network safer and more usable for those who pay to use it. On top of that, a public transit network is not
Military
designed as a
structure
living quarters
complete.
for anybody. And at present, state lawmakers
Yeah.
are considering the Supportive Interventions Act, which would say that a person in need of medical or psychiatric care can be forcibly removed from the streets. But the only terrifying thing about this is it would be the government who determines
your
who
bids,
needs
you
a psychiatric evaluation, and that's not going to sit right with everybody.
Military
in the
research
future.
complete.
What if an act like that is abused? However, proponents
Oh, I think it's the right solution. It is. It's the right. It's not a good solution, but it's the best solution that creates the least friction. It definitely will have negative outcomes, but it will create positive outcomes at a higher ratio than anything else.
of these ideas say that current laws and policies which do allow for
An Allied
involuntary
capital
commitment
ship has
don't
been
give the police
destroyed.
the tools they need to help those who are now in distress.
Military
and who
research
also may not
complete.
have the agency to understand the effect their choices have on their very lives. However, as you're about to see, there's another cost associated with allowing the subway to be run in this manner, and if the city doesn't do something about it soon, things down here might get even worse.
Yeah, no, I think it's just going to keep getting worse if you let it happen. The government allows it, go figure. Yeah, the utilitarian perspective. No, see, like, I never have any problem to do something that's, like, bad if I think it's the best
Modular
solution.
components reconfigured.
Like, there are, like, a lot of solutions are
Next
not,
time,
like,
place a
clean.
bid.
Like, there's very rarely something that, like, you can do that solves a problem with no friction and no collateral damage. And like any system, it's a trade-off, right? It's obviously a trade-off. And so no one say final morals is objective. I mean, like, well, you just try to make the best decision for the most people, right? I mean, I don't know. I think it's super easy to think about, right? Super, super easy to think about. Yeah.
So behind me, we've got a small business. There's a vending machine around the corner here, a couple of ATMs. There are signs of life down here that kind of bring the subway back almost 20 years ago when you used to have all kinds of stores and shops in this environment. A lot of those, however, have not been able to make it. And really, it should be no surprise why a business might find it tough to operate in a high crime environment. That is a visual humanitarian disaster that the city is.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to set up a shop in the middle of the set of Walking Dead. Fucking obviously.
Item complete.
Military
Especially
research
when
complete.
the zombies come
An
in
Allied
and they
capital
start
ship has
eating
been
food.
destroyed.
Entering phase space.
Yeah. No shit. Of course they're leaving.
Heavy battlecruiser online. Weapon modules awaiting selection.
Storefronts here
Duh.
underground, where you could once grab a slice, a newspaper, or a coffee. Of 195 retail spaces in the subway system, only 52 of them are open for business.
Yep.
Make it
Vacancy
fast.
rate of nearly 75%.
So
And that
apparently,
affects the whole economy because, like, you got 52 stores. or
Military
150
research
stores
complete.
That they're not what do you call it? Not doing business, or 140. That thing. There's at least probably 3 people that work in that store. That's like almost like 500 people that they don't have a job now.
You see how this happens? Like
An
there's
Allied
like a
capital
cascade
ship has
effect.
been destroyed.
Not paying taxes. Yeah, massive cascade.
We've got hundreds of empty kiosks like the one behind me, which makes sense. This is not a great environment to do anything. It's not even a great environment to get on the train, let alone spend money. At least they've gotten around to reopening some of the bathrooms that have been closed for the last 4 years. That's a good start. And with the high levels of crime and the constant militarization of this environment, it's hard to think of who wants to have lunch
I
in a
am
place
listening,
like this
my
or buy
friend.
something expensive. But it's not just this
Yeah.
incredibly
You
dilapidated
got the full
station,
weight
which
of
is
a
having
star
these
base
types of
at your
retail
disposal.
problems. No, in fact, even one of the nicest subway terminals
Yeah,
in
you
the
got one probably
entire
right over
system,
there.
which is located down on Fulton Street, has a similar problem. That facility cost over $1 billion to build. It's designed as both
Yeah, zombie A-Bake can be homeless tomorrow. Hope you don't like being called zombies. Yeah, people can be homeless, and it's actually there's a lot of people.
Another
that can be,
structure
but,
is in
like,
the
I'm
way.
talking about people that I don't think that anybody really has a problem with somebody who's homeless who's trying to just kind of get by and like get a little bit of
Done
money.
and dusted.
But the issue is that a lot of these people are on drugs.
Civilian
and
structure
they can sometimes
complete.
be violent.
Another structure is in the way.
I think that's really what the issue is. That's obviously what the problem. Like, I mean, I think
Another structure is in the
really,
way.
like, we're not talking
Time
about
is
like
short.
some guy that like got fired from his job and lost his house. We're talking about people that are like, you know, mentally ill, violent drug addicts that potentially steal things. Yeah, I mean, like that. I feel like you like don't act
The
like these are,
item is
it's all
ready.
the same. It's not all the same. If I was homeless for a long time, I'd consider drugs. Okay, I mean, that doesn't have to like. All right, well,
Make it
yeah,
fast.
but if you're on drugs and you're making other people unsafe, then like one person shouldn't be allowed to endanger 100 people. That's not the way. You can't make a world like that.
Defense
you can't
upgrade
have any
complete.
Sort of, like you can't have any security there. I'll be honest. I hate seeing homeless people standing in corners.
You've made
begging
a
for money.
wise
It's just gross. Lowers
acquisition.
the appeal of the area, makes it seem dirty. Yeah, of course it does. Yeah, most people hate homeless people. Actually, they don't hate them, but they just would rather see them not around. Like, I think if you gave somebody the button to
Military research
shoot
complete.
all the homeless people to the moon, right? Or just not even shoot them to the moon, just to relocate them, get rid of them, right? Not kill them, just get rid of them. I think 80% of people would hit that button. Probably more.
Mall and a transit hub, yet the mall
You got the
portion
full
is
weight of a
entirely
star base
empty.
at your
All of the stores are
disposal.
closed, and the mall giant Westfield that was leasing it from the city is in
Make
the
it
process
fast.
of canceling and breaking their
Hey,
lease
5
because they say the
times?
city hasn't maintained a crime-free, safe environment
Yeah.
to try and lease out stores. And that makes sense. Anybody who spends more than 5 minutes down here understands how quickly they need to get out of
The
here and move on
item
with
is
their
ready.
day. And certainly, who's going to pull out their wallet or purse to buy
Somebody said it's a homeless person. It's like begging for money. It's like a subathon. That's good, man. That's real good.
something expensive if they think something bad might happen
Defense
to them while
upgrade
they're
complete.
doing that. But to make matters worse, even the police commissioner has mentioned
An
that
auction
she has
is
safety
underway.
issues with this place as
Can
well
I
and
do
doesn't
out?
think it's safe enough
Item
for her
complete.
family.
You got the full weight of a star base at your disposal.
Walking around that, I don't feel they're safe when we see that. So that's what this program is designed to do.
Brian Stead is the deputy.
Okay, if
Our
this
ally
subway
has
is not
completed
safe enough
construction
for
of
the
a
police
Titan.
commissioner,
Make
I'm
it
not
fast.
sure who it's safe
An
enough
allied
for,
capital
yet it's
ship has been
welcome news
destroyed.
to many that the city finally seems to be doing something down here about this environment to make it safer for everybody, including those who are in need. And you know, I don't think any of us want to hear at this point that they don't have the money to
Military
go
research
Agency
complete.
price poverty
An
pushes
allied
for
capital
congestion
ship has been
pricing.
destroyed.
This is just, bro, like wasting $1 million. The psychology of fare beaters. Yeah, people. It's simple. If you think you can get money, if you think you can steal something, more people are going to
Watch
steal it.
this.
That's it. It's that simple. So if you think you can get away with it, people are going to do it.
Military structure complete.
They're
Item
wasting
complete.
millions on all kinds of bizarre things, like a study to examine the psychology of those who
You
don't want to
failed
use this
to
place. And
place a
speaking of losing
bid.
money, this article says that the subway
Military
itself is losing
structure
$800 million
complete.
a year,
You
which
don't
is
have to
higher
tell
than
us
private
twice.
estimates.
Defense upgrade complete. Can I do out?
Is just $200 million less than the $1 billion their congestion pricing scheme, which is going to tax cars, needs to generate by law to even be in place.
So like now people with
the
cars
item
have to pay
is
more
ready.
because there's a crackhead on the subway that doesn't want to pay the money? That doesn't really seem very fair to me. Yeah, it seems like a bit of bullshit to me. I don't know about that.
In the first place. And what this essentially means is that if you have a car, you will now be subsidizing crime and lawlessness down here in the subway itself. What a beautiful system.
Entering space. Need something destroyed?
The discrepancy, there are people who didn't want help, or are there not spaces for them?
No, there are spaces for them, in fact. And people do have a right to say no. The mayor says they don't have a right
Time is
to be
short.
sleeping in the subway system. So what they do is they just
Military research complete.
So
military structure
does have
complete.
Facilities that are set up for folks who might be down here and think that this is the only
Item
place
complete.
they can stay. But apparently
Make
those
it
facilities
fast.
remain empty
Military
because
structure
a lot of people
complete.
down here don't want to use them, which brings us back to the start of this video, where folks like the mayor are
It's
saying
about
that
time.
interventions need to be allowed because people aren't taking the helping hand that is being
Military
offered to them.
structure
And of course,
complete.
this once again raises debate over what's humane and what's not humane. Should people?
What's inhumane is allowing everybody else in the subway to be in danger.
Military research complete.
That's what's inhumane. Like, the thing is, like, if you're thinking about just the people that are in this situation, those aren't the only people that
item
are in
is
the subway.
ready.
Affirmative.
That's absolute bullshit. Yeah,
Need
exactly.
something
right?
destroyed?
And so that's terrible. That's what they do. And so, like, it's very easy to say, like, oh, well, I'm trying to help these people. Yeah. You have no idea how bad it is in Vancouver now? Yeah, well, Vancouver's another place where it's expensive as fuck to live there, right?
So be it. Make
this
it
is all
fast.
related to the healthcare industry and how it's for-profit system.
Military structure complete.
I think that, like,
It's about time.
there's like 50 reasons for
Watch
this, and that might be
this.
one of them, but that's it.
An allied capital ship
treat them
has
like
been
people,
destroyed.
That's a good start.
Affirmative.
Well, I mean, they are being treated like people, but the thing is that, like, as I said before, like, my viewpoint with any of this is that your primary and, like, your first goal, your first order of operation, should be making sure that the people that are, like, not breaking the law and that are doing the right thing, that they're safe. And if you're not achieving that goal as your first order of